And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Pro Baseball Experience, Season 26, Week 2, Day 4 action. Hope everybody's having a great night tonight. We just got done with our 24-hour stream for charity earlier tonight, where we raised over $1,000 for charity. Congratulations, Pro Baseball Experience. Wow, $1,000. Over $1,000. Very nicely done. Very nicely done, everyone. So proud of you all. And happy July 4th weekend as well to everyone. I hope you like our holiday themed border there, made courtesy of 209 Tacos. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And in her first stream here with the PBE, from my former team, the Boise Raptors, Parker Beauchamp, Jess. How's it going, Jess? Welcome.
Thank you. It is going great.
Awesome. Well, we have a lot of matches to cover tonight, everyone. So before we get started, I want to thank Aircrow. If Aircrow's here in the chat, thank you so much, and as well to the wonderful stats team that the PBE has that goes through every single stream and gets information together, collates it, puts it all into a sheet for us to be able to read to everyone here. Lots of amazing and wonderful stats from all of your favorite players and teams. But one new thing that we started for this first stream that I've noticed is we now have something called Milestone Watch. And what Milestone Watch is we're going to go through and look at people that have within either this sim or sometime maybe within the next week or so, something like that, that there are milestones that all these players are going to have coming up that hopefully we might see tonight, maybe we'll see next week, but it should be here sometime within this season. And if you like, Jess, if you want to go ahead and read those, we'll take a look at the milestones and see what we have for tonight.
Sure. So first we've got Petra Sabor, who is 3 home runs away from 150. We have Klaus Bergen-Cannon, who has a couple of these, 4 home runs away from 150 and 5 RBIs away from 500. We have Raven Knox, who is 6 runs away from 750. Richie Bonanza is 2 runs away from 500. Alejandro Geronimo is 3 stolen bases away from 250. Very speedy. Ryan Rose is 2 wins away from 150. And Taylor Johnson is 8K away from 1500. And then wrapping it up here is Domingo Pozo, who is 4 games away from 450.
Wow, just off the top of my head there, the Taylor Johnson, 8 strikeouts away from 1,500.
That is a lot.
That is quite a bit. And I believe Taylor Johnson is like season 15, season 16, if someone wants to correct me in chat. So they have just barely in the majors, 9, 10 seasons now, getting close to regression. But 1,500 Ks in a career, what a milestone for Taylor Johnson. Very proud of them, former Dynamo. So we'll have to see if Taylor and the rest of the crew here can maybe surpass some of those tonight. We'll just have to see. But let's go ahead and take a look now at our schedule for tonight. Starting us off, we have primetime number 6. I hope everybody got on their prime times for this week. We have 3 primetime games to finish out, primetime 6, primetime 7, and primetime 8, as well as a couple of featured sims in there and a few quick sim days as well. Normally with the quick sim days on our schedule, we only have like 2 or so, but we do have 4 tonight, so we're going to try and get through these box scores tonight as quickly as we can for you all. Try and get this down to below 3 hours. If possible, if we can get to 2 hours, 2.5, that would be amazing. But we'll just have to see how that goes. But we're also going to cover the all-star teams tonight. So after the stream is the games are over for tonight, we'll go through and take a look to see who got selected with all-star teams for both the majors and the minors. All right, so I'm not sure who right now is the moderator for chat. Can somebody identify themselves as moderator so we can look at seeing who we can do to do predictions for this first game? Anyone here from the moderator team?
No moderators.
No
Wild, wild west
moderators.
chat.
Oh boy. All right. Normally, Hummus God, when we co-host together, Hummus God's always the one that does the predictions for me. I'm not so great with doing those myself. Let me see real quick in Discord if I can scrounge us up a moderator here to take care of that for us. If not, we'll just get predictions tonight overall, but I'd like to see if we can get that in if possible. Let's take a look. Okay, so it does look like Rabbit Sponge will be coming here very shortly. They just sent a message saying they're finishing off dinner. They'll be here in just a couple minutes. So we're going to go ahead and do the first game, and then when Rabbit gets here, we'll do the predictions from game 2 forward. So starting us off with our first game tonight is going to be primetime number 6, and it looks like it's going to be the New York Voyagers at the Buffalo Surge. Now, we do have some stats for this game. Let me go ahead and read those over before we get started here. And in fact, if you're on the same page as I am, Jess, we can alternate these if that's fine with you.
For me.
Sure. Okay, if you want to grab the first one.
Yeah. So this is a divisional matchup. The Surge, who are 8-2 in their last 10 games, are facing the struggling Voy Boys, who are 4-6 in their last 10. This is the last game of the series between these two teams. New York won game 1 7-6. Buffalo took game 2 5-4. So this is the tiebreaker game.
And 5-3 right-handed pitcher Max Miller from New York will face 4-4 left-handed pitcher Kyle Bellinger Jr. of Buffalo on the mound. New York batters are successful this season against left-handed pitchers, as they have 6 batters over 900 OPS against lefties, 3 of them above 1.000. On the other side, Buffalo is on par while facing right-handed pitchers, as no batter has a batting average below 200. First baseman Sandy Taters is their leading batter versus right-handed pitchers with a .295, .357, .610 slash with 10 home runs and 18 RBIs.
We also have Sandy Taters, who is on a roll over the last 5 games with .391, .444, .957, with 4 home runs and 6 RBI.
And a Buffalo or New York player leads the Legends Conference in 18 of 24 batting categories. To name a few, Tom Shue leads in bases, ISO, OPS+, WOBA, extra base hits, WAR, batting average, runs batted in, slugging, and OPS. Sandy Taters leads in home runs and WPA. Wendell Meredith leads in runs and stolen bases.
Interesting note here, despite having a .269 OBA, Bellinger Jr. only has a .161 OBA with runners in scoring position, with 13 strikeouts. And it gets better when he has a 2-strike count, .151 OBA with 47 strikeouts. However, he has allowed the most home runs in the Legends Conference.
And Max Miller is at their best when ahead in the count, allowing 1 of every 5 hits, striking out almost 1 of every 3 batters for 23 strikeouts. When behind in the count, this allows twice as much. He allows twice as much, excuse me.
And Tom Shue and Sandy Taters are number 1 and number 2 in OPS in Legends. Shout out to Tom Shue on my fantasy team.
All right, so there's our stats from our wonderful stats team for this first primetime matchup, and we're going to go ahead and get started here on that one. And Rabbit Sponge, if you're there, go ahead and just let me know in chat. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and get right into this first game here. Otherwise, we can see if we can get you a prediction. But looking at our lineups here, it looks like it's a 7-2 advantage for the Voyagers here in the batting. Wendell Meredith and Gonzalez, the 2 main exceptions here, and Max Miller, the advantage with the 66 overall versus Kyle Bellinger Jr.'s 47. So I see Casey Colby in chat. Welcome, Casey. Let's see who else we got here. Oh, there's Rabbit. All right, so Rabbit's got our prediction started. Let me go ahead and pull that up, and we'll take a look at that as that's going here. Looks like we got a little over a minute left, and it is who's going to score first, the Voyagers or Buffalo. Now, Buffalo is the home team, so they're going to be in the bottom of the inning instead of the top. So technically, the odds would be in the Voyagers' favor here. But if the Voyagers can't score in the top of the first and Buffalo does, then those betting on Buffalo will win. So right now we're about 9,000 channel points total, 77% in for the Voyagers. And going up a little bit here, somebody threw in another 1,000 channel points. Now 77-23, Buffalo going up a little now. And we've got about 25 seconds in if you want to get in predictions. Hopefully win some channel points here. So who will score first? It's not if both teams will score in the first inning, but who just will score overall first in the whole game. And with New York top of the first, they do have the advantage, and it looks like right now they do have the advantage in the percentages as well. 83% now with 3 seconds left. All right, so the submissions are closed, and right now we do have 14.5 K channel points for Voyagers, 3.3 for Buffalo, 82% to 18, and we're going to get started here. And I'll start us off with Joshua Stevenson as our first batter up. And here we go. First game of the night. Pitcher comes set. And we're going to get a leadoff walk here for Stevenson, and that'll bring up Rusty Kuntz. Kuntz striking out, and now comes Barbados Slim. And there's a pass ball, and that's going to be a fumble bumble. Runner moving to second. And this looks like it's going to be a fly out to right field. Runner does not tag, stays at second, and that'll bring up Tom Hsu. And Hsu will take a walk, and now we have 2 runners on for R.J. Menard. 2 on, 2 out. And another fumble bumble, and that moves the runners ahead to second and third. 2 runners in scoring position. Second baseman, look at that second baseman going to the outfield, making the play, keeping the Voyagers from scoring, and now the Bears are coming up at the top of the first. And a leadoff walk here from Wendell Meredith, and now F.R. Finn Reese. Oh, Meredith going to second, and not even a throw, and Meredith now getting 36 stolen bases on the season. Finn Reese, and there's another fumble bumble, this time from the Voyagers.
Fumble bumble!
And that's going to be runner at first and third now. And we'll get a strikeout here from Svanberg, and now Sandy Taters, hot hitter Sandy Taters. And Taters will get a walk in. Now juices are based. 1 out, and here comes Buckley. Bruce Buckley. And Bruce Buckley strikes out looking. 2 outs now. Spacok is up. And Spacok strikes out, leaving all 3 runners stranded. Wow, Buffalo had a big chance there to get a score, and they did not. So we're still open here on the over-unders, on the prediction, and we'll get a leadoff strikeout here from Kevin Hunter. Kirk Swerve now. Swerve striking out, and that'll bring up Pretzelman. Bellinger Jr. having a decent pitching performance so far. And that one's a tapper right in front of the catcher. Throws over, gets the out, and that'll retire the side as we now move to the bottom of the second. Surge up. And this one's a tapper to second base, and Suave is going to be thrown out. Gonzalez now. Gonzalez walks, and Diamundo. Number 9 batter, Diamundo. And this looks like it's going to be a fly out to center field. Runner will stay at first, and we have 2 outs, 1 on. Top of the order again for Wendell Meredith. Meredith over the shortstop's head. Runner goes to second. We now have 2 on for F.R. Finn Reese. And Finn Reese will strike out, and that'll retire the side as we now move to the top of the third with Jess.
Getting exciting in prediction world, eh? All right, we have Weedham Boys here. Lines out to second, which will bring up Joshua Stevenson. Oop, right past the second baseman, so he'll get on base safely there. That'll bring us back up to Rusty Kuntz here. Oh, we got a steal. Makes it safely to second, and Rusty Kuntz will strike out. Barbados Slim here hits one right out into right field, and that will be easily caught to retire them. Back over to Buffalo here. Svanberg up. 1 out into right field, and that one is gone. So it looks like Buffalo takes the prediction there.
And there we go.
And there we go.
They only had like 17% percentage too, so nice.
Yeah. There we go. We'll have Sandy Taters up here next. Sandy Taters strikes out swinging. Bring up Buckley. Hits one out there.
Other way.
That one's gone. Wow.
Out of the park.
All right, Spacok here. And he will strike out. Got 2 outs here. And Suave right there to the shortstop, and that will be an easy out there, but the damage is done. Buffalo up 2-0 to start the fourth. We've got Tom Hsu here who will strike out. Bring up R.J. Menard. And he will work a walk.
And Rory cashing in with a million PBE points.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, a little blooper there, straight to the shortstop. Oh, that'll be 2. And that will finish off that. So here we are at the bottom of the fourth. Oh, we got one out here for Danny Gonzalez, but that'll be caught on the warning track there, out in right field. Here is Diamondo, who will strike out. And that brings us back up to the top with Wendell Meredith, who hits one out there. Fun little depth perception thing from OOTP, but that will be the third
Right.
out.
Can't tell if it's a hit or not till it goes over the
Yeah,
head.
you're like, don't know where that's going.
Right.
We've got Kirk Swerve, who hits one right out there over second to get safely to first. Bring up Peter Pretzelman. Oh, that's a bunt. He'll get the force at second, but he makes it to first. So Whedon boys right to the right fielder there. They're going from Joshua Stevenson, and he'll be out at first. So that will finish that off. Here we have Finn Reese, who will hit. Oh, diving catch there, the left fielder. Bring up Svanberg here, who hits one right to the first baseman, and the catcher books it. The pitcher rather books it over there to catch that one, and that one is out into infield fly.
Looked like he dropped it for a second.
Yeah, I thought he did too. All right, here we are at top of the sixth. Rusty Kuntz out at first there to bring up Barbados Slim, who will strike out swinging. Here's Tom Shue. And that one's right up the line there, and he will stay put at first. Wisely, I think. RJ Menard here hits one out. Oh, and the shortstop's back to catch that one. That will retire them. Go with Buckley here. Oh, that one's out, and that'll be a single. So bring up Spacok. Hits this one directly to the shortstop, who gets the force at second. But Spacok will be safe at first. Here's Suave. Oh, and that'll be two.
On the seat 363.
Yeah. All right, we got Kevin Hunter here, who hits one out into right field, and will make it safely to first there. Kirk Swerve. Oh, just missed that one. So that will take Hunter to third, and Kirk Swerve will make it safely to first. Peter Pretzelman. There's another out to right field, and the right fielder will catch that. Oh, they're going for home. Oh, and he's going to make it. So New York is on the board there.
Oh, they got their runner at first.
Yeah. Whedon Boys hits one far out there into right field, but they will catch that easily to retire the side. Buffalo here, Danny Gonzalez
Pitching
will
change.
work a walk. Yep. Oh, yeah, Kiwi Mason now here. Diamondo comes here. Another diving catch from that left fielder. Who is in left field for them? Joshua Stevenson. All right, that one's out, and looks like runner will advance to third. So runners on the corners here for FR Finn Reese. Oh, we got a steal. Safe there. So runners on second and third, and Finn Reese will work a walk. So bases loaded here for Svanberg, who hits one deep into left field there. So that should score. Yep, that'll score one. All right, one out, 2 runs on the board for Buffalo here in this inning. Sandy Tater's up here. We'll hit one right there, and that should be it.
All right, and that moves us now to moves us now to the 8th inning. Sexy Beast 3000, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the PBE. And that'll bring up top of the order now for New York with Stevenson, and that's a leadoff walk. And they're going to get the 4-6-3 double play here off of Rusty Kuntz. And FKN Kamish LB is rating with a party of 12. Thank you so much, FKN Kamish. We really appreciate it. Welcome to the PBE, everyone. We're doing our July 3rd. This is our second week, 4th day stream. We're about halfway through the season now. And was that a home run while I was looking?
Blasted a home run. He did.
Wow, getting it done here. We weren't looking. So it looks like now New York just one run away here, down 4-3. This one hit directly to first baseman, and Menard gets thrown out. That'll retire the side, and we now move to the bottom of the 8th. Pitching change again. We have Whole Horse coming in now for the Voiders. And this one's drilled deep, way back into center field, and that one's over near the big screen, as that one is out of here. Bruce Buckley. And just like that, Buffalo padding their lead here, and it is now 5-3. And a strikeout from Spacok, and now Suave comes up. Suave, a tapper to the shortstop, and he throws across, makes the play, and we're down to 2 outs now. And this one's going to be a fly out to center field for Gonzalez, and that will retire the side. But Buffalo gets another one on the board, now leads by 2. New York Voiders need 2 runs here to tie it up. Kevin Hunter up now. Casey Colby in the chat, and Kevin will strike out. Kirk Swerve. Kirk Swerve striking out, and Pretzelman. Peter Pretzelman. And Peter Pretzelman strikes out, and just like that, Buffalo with the upset over the World Series defending New York Voiders here, getting their 20th win of the season now, 20-28 with the score of 5-3. 7 hits for both teams. Taking a look at our batting, we have 2 hits and 2 RBIs from Shu here, and 2 hits and 3 RBIs from Svanberg on the other side. Pitching for New York, Miller taking their 4th loss, 5-4 now for them. Bellinger Jr., their 5th win, 5-4 for Bellinger, and McKinnon, their 8th save. Bruce Buckley is your player of the game. All right, so that finishes us off for that game, and that moves us here to the Crabs and the Aviators.
Sorry, forgot to unmute here.
Sure.
Looks like Outer Banks edges the Crabs here 2-1, which will take them to 36-12. Looking at hitting here, looks like not a lot going on for Providence. Got a 2-for-4 day from Dub City here. And then scrolling down to the pitching here, looks like Funk will get the win for Outer Banks, Pozo with the hold, and McDonald with the save. Evans will take the loss for Providence, and your player of the game is Rays Funk.
Yeah, only 4 hits and 1 earned run in a 6.2 innings pitched. Nice. All right, that takes us now to game number 3, the Vandals and the Sloss. And Vandals winning this one now, getting their 28th win of the season with the score of 3-2. Just barely squeaked this one out, 8 hits to 6. Looking at our batting, we do have a hit and 2 RBIs from Herb Sessions, and a hit and 2 RBIs from Acuna Matata. Over on the pitching end, Rogers getting their 7th win. Ryan Rose taking their 3rd loss, and player of the game is Pat Rogers. Rogers, 5.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 82 pitches.
We've got the Raptors taking down the Macos 14-4. Looks like Petra Sabor got 2 of those 3 home runs towards that milestone. Looking at hitting here, looks like Petra's a 2-for-4 on the day with 3 RBIs. Couple multi-hit games here for Beecham and Bodnar as well. And then down to pitching here, looks like we went through quite a lot of pitching for Maui over there, but Baldelli takes the loss. Jackson Waller with the win on the Boise side. Looks like 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. And your player of the game is Petra Sabor.
All right. And that takes us to game number 5, the Supernovas and the Stars. Supernovas winning here and going 28-20 on the season with a score of 8-3. 13 hits to 10. Look at this, 3 errors for the Stars in this one. Looking at our batting here, several multi-hit games here, but it looks like our best one is going to be Holden Afart with 3 for 6, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. Looking now at the pitching, Austin Bentley, Hummuscott getting their 5th win of the season, 5-6 now for them. Kevin Baxter getting their 5th loss, and the player of the game is Holden Afart.
So here it looks like the Apex take down the Demons 7-4. Looks like Ben Dover had an especially good game here. If we go down to hitting there, it looks like we've got a couple multi-hit games for Detroit. But Indy over here with 3-for-4 from Ben Dover there. Big game for him, and 3-for-4 for Zach Mouse as well. Down to pitching, Tim Galvin takes the loss for Detroit, and it looks like Dion with the win, Barron with the hold, and You Need to Calm Down with the save for Indianapolis. Your player of the game is Ben Dover.
And that takes us to game number 7, the Sea Serpents and the Rougarous. And look at this one. This one went to 12 innings with a walk-off here. Vidal Valor hit a walk-off run-scoring single off of Eric Leclerc. So Valor, the hero here for the Rougarous. Taking a look at our batting. Only single-hit games over on the Seattle side, but we do have the 2 hits and 2 RBIs from Valor. I'm going to guess that's going to be player of the game unless a pitcher did better here. Pitching for Seattle in relief, DeMarco gets their 9th hold. Smoochie Dart, their 4th blown save. Leclerc taking their 2nd loss. And for New Orleans, Pleasance getting their 5th win in relief. Player of the game is Tommy Mazeroski. Oh, Tommy Mazeroski, 6.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 89 pitches.
All right. Looks like the Scorpions take down the Toros 8-3 in Cancun here. Let's take a look at the hitting here. We have got some pretty good hitting over on Cancun side, but for Death Valley here, we've got wow, a lot of multi-hit games here. Um, we've got Hank here 3 for 5. We've got Edwards 3 for 5. Alderson 2 for 5. And let me take a look here. We got on Cancun side. We do have 3 for 4 game from Rogers, but just not enough, sadly. We've got Sims here with the win, and then Barry B. Benson with the loss for Cancun. Looks like your player of the game is Chris Jacob.
All right, and that'll finish us off for the majors on this sim day. We're going to move now to the minors and take a look at those. And just because I can, I'm going to come down here and give the loss of my Dynamos here versus the Hepcats. Dynamos losing this one a score of 7-3, 13 hits to 8, 3 errors on the Hepcat side here. Batting wise, it looks like we had a hit and 2 RBIs from McGee over on the Dallas side. Several multi-hit games at the top of the lineup for Kansas City, but the best one's going to be McDonald Jr., 3 for 4 with the run scored and 2 RBIs. On the pitching end for Kansas City in relief, Hankey gets their first win, Sexy their second hold, and for Dallas, Belcher gets their 8th loss. Player of the game is Bobby McDonald Jr.
Like the Armadillos just edge out the Bears here 2-1. Let's see. Yep, got it done in the 9th. It looks like. So looking at our hitting here, looks like 3 for 5 game from Hawkins for Amarillo. Over on the Brew City side, not a lot doing there. Down to pitching here, we've got Boots Goozer with the loss for Brew City, and then I don't know how to say that for Amarillo with the win. Chartopelhauser?
Chart Toppelhauser. Yeah, you got it right. Nice one.
Just phonics, just sound it out.
Right.
Looks like your player of the game is Jim Doeg.
All right, and that takes us to our next one, the Kingpins and the Firehawks. And Kingpins continuing to dominate the Eastern Conference here with the 34-15 now on the season. Look at this, win extra innings, got 3 in the top of the 10th inning to break the tie and get the game. 4-1 was your total, 8 hits to 4. Looking at our batting here, a couple multi-hit games on the Chicago side. Best one here overall for everybody is going to be Sax Justice, going 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 walks. On the pitching end for Chicago, Rogers Jr. in relief gets their 3rd win. Mixon their 13th save, and for California, Echo Dot taking their 2nd loss. Player of the game is Brewstar Lemonade. Lemonade going 6.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 87 pitches.
Going now here to where the Mounties are going to defeat the Wheelers 5-3 in 14 innings.
Wow.
That is quite a baseball game.
Glad we didn't watch that one.
Yeah, right. Looks like Stand Up had a pretty outstanding day at the plate here, 4 for 7. Brizzo also 3 for 6 here. So some strong games from those guys for Kingston. Going down to pitching, looks like we went through a few of them here. We've got Guy with the win, Baller with the blown save, Parsons with the hold there. Over for Anchorage, Rizzo will take the loss, and your player of the game will be Stand Up.
And that takes us to our final minors game for today, and that is the sim day, I should say, the Swifties and the Lemurs. And Swifties win this one with a score of 6-2, 7 hits to 8. Looking at State College's batting here, we do have a hit and 2 RBIs each from Love and Sportello. Over on the Louisville side, looks like a couple multi-hit games from O'Houlihan and McGee. Pitching-wise, Sylvia gets their 2nd win for State College. Velasquez getting their 3rd loss for Louisville. And Pepe Silva is your player of the game with 7.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 2 strikeouts, and 89 pitches. All right, so that finishes us off for the sim day. Pulling up my schedule here, day number 2, I should say, the 22nd of June is going to be a quick sim all day. So we're going to go ahead and advance forward. And let me just save the game here. And take a look. All right, so we have minors games, but no majors games. So we're going to go ahead and get started here And let's just cover my dynamos. Eyes closed, fingers crossed. Oh,
All right. I'm sorry. Looks like the Hepcats will win this one 4-1. Let's take a look here at the hitting. Looks like, wow, a 4 for 5 day for Cruz here. 2 for 5 from McDonald. And then over on the Dallas side, actually some solid games from Kay Faraday and R. McGee here. Both 2 for 4. Down to pitching here. Looks like for Kansas City, Davies will get the win. Sexy with the hold and Turbo with the save. Over for Dallas, Bones will take the loss. And your player of the game will be Glenn Davies, who had, let's take a look, 6 innings pitched, a 1 earned run. So pretty sharp game from Glenn Davies there.
all right, and now we move on to the Wheelers and the Mounties. And the Wheelers win this one over the Mounties, taking their 24th win of the season. Only one game down now from 500 are the Wheelers. They were down pretty far at the beginning of the season, so it looks like the Wheelers have started to make a comeback. And congratulations to Gurr and Widow on that one. Score on this one was 5-3, 12 hits to 9. Taking a look at Anchorage batting, several multi-hit games here, but the best one by far is going to be Leadoff Man. Funny Man going 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Over the other end, 3 for 4 for Bark Bark Wolf Ruff. Pitching wise for Anchorage, Gusto getting their 3rd win, Dog their 1st hold, and their 2nd save. And for Kingston, Kagamine gets their 6th loss. Player of the game is Funny Man.
All right, looks like the Kingpins will win again here, taking them to 35-15 for the season here. They are going to defeat the Firehawks 5-4. Looks like on the hitting side here, another strong game from Sex Justice, who's 2 for 4. Our Ham here is 2 for 5, 2 for 4 from Anchovy as well. Over on California, looks like Encarnacion has a 2 for 5 day, as well as Barker, who will have one as well, and Rodriguez. Down to pitching here, looks like Alcott will get the win for Chicago. Capone with the hold, and Glen Allen Mixon with the save. For California here, Grimes will take the loss for them, and your player of the game will be Rafael de Alcott.
In our next game, the Swifties and the Lemurs win this one and now go 29-21 on the season. The score in this one 4-1, 7 hits for both teams. State College batting, looks like we had 2 hits and an RBI from Blamo. Over on the Louisville side, a hit and 2 RBIs from O'Sullivan. Pitching wise for State College, Strikeout taking their 3rd loss, going 3-3 on the season now. Louisville, Shinapi getting their 2nd win, 2-2 for Shinapi. Triplet their 5th hold, Price their 1st hold, and Tsunami their 10th save of the season. Player of the game is Stefano Chinapi. Let's see here. Chinapi went 6.0 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, 69 pitches.
Our final matchup of the day, I believe, unless I missed something, looks like Brew City walks it off against Amarillo here, 5-4. Down here under the hitting here, we've got, wow, a lot going on here for Amarillo. But probably most notably here, be the batter, the designated hitter, 2 for 4. For Brew City, looks like a lot of hits, but unfortunately not enough to get that done. Lots of single hit games for people there.
That's really rare right there. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
A walk-off error to score in a run from a runner. Wow.
Oops.
Yeah.
Down to pitching here. Looks like Mrazek will get the loss for Amarillo. Economides, the hold for Brew City. A hold also for Arms, and the win goes to Jade Jet here, as well as blown save. There's a lot going on in this game.
Right.
And then the player of the game, I did not even mention, is Nini for Amarillo.
Walk-off error. There we go. We'll throw
Fumble
the
bumble
for that one. All right, so that finishes us off for Sim Day number 2. Just checking again, no majors games for today. So we're going to pull back up our schedule, and it looks like we're going to have the Maui Makos versus the Outer Banks Aviators for prime time number 7. So we're going to go ahead and advance the Sim Day, and let me do another file save here real quick. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the matchups while Rabbit Sponge gets us another prediction going. Let's see here. Oh, let me check one thing real quick. All right, so as far as the predictions go, yeah. Aviators, Makos, Aviators with the advantage here all the way down the line. Every single batter, every hitter. Looks like OBX has the advantage. And taking a look now at our wonderful stats from our stats team, especially Air Crow. I want to thank Air Crow again for creating this sheet here that we've been using for our stats for each of the games. And for this one, for primetime number 7, the struggling Makos, 10-37 in the season and 1-9 in their last 10, are facing the team with the best record in baseball. Although Outer Banks has struggled this sim week, having gone 14-8 so far after entering week 2 with a 21-4 record.
Looks like a bright spot here. Maui's first baseman Wesley Nakia is having a very efficient season on defense with a 1.003 efficiency and a .998 PCT with only one error, which is great. 34 double plays and 31 assists.
And right-handed pitcher Justin Ripspod, a 7-2 record this season, will square off versus right-handed pitcher Kyle Salchicha, 1-5 record. Against righties, every Aviator bats at least 225 average. The Makos aren't shabby either, with only one batter below 200, and that's rookie second baseman Killian Rie. However, both Ripspod and Salchicha strike out many. Ripspod has 10.2 strikeouts per 9 innings, while Salchicha has 8.3, both enough for second and fourth in Legends, respectively.
As far as roster quality, these teams are polar opposites. OBX are leading Legends Conference in almost all categories, while Maui are either last or second to last, but that's more or less expected, considering OBX are fully in win now mode, while Maui is in the process of building for the future.
And OBX players are leading the Legends in doubles and triples. Klaus Bergen Cannon has 22 doubles, and Tyler Swift has 4 triples. To note here, Bergen Cannon is second in extra base hits with 29, all of them either doubles or home runs. The doubles leaderboard is filled with more OBX players, as Mike Latoris is third, and Geist and Halen are tied with Maui Stein with fifth, with 16 and 4 doubles hits, respectively.
Looks like OBX's relief pitcher closer Domingo Pozo is among the best here in the league, with 9 holds to his name while also being perfect on saves, 6 for 6. However, 2 of his teammates, Ferran Benkaden and Flame McDonald, have 1 more save than he does, leading the lead with 7. The 3 of them have combined for 20 saves.
And it looks like here the predictions have closed. The prediction was total hits of 17.5. So 17 would be under, 18 would be over, and right now we have about 17,000 channel points in, 78% for over and 22% for under. So we're going to get started with this one and see how that prediction plays out. And Jess will get us started with leadoff batter Philip Stein.
Here we go. It is, as you said, Philip Stein here to lead off the first. And he will hit one directly to the shortstop, and that'll be an easy out at first to bring up Kane here. Kane will hit one out, little one to these. Oh, the second baseman, that should have been an out at first, but it looks like the first baseman dropped that one. That'll bring up Peter Dawson Jr., who will hit one right there into the infield, and he will actually get to first safely there, and the runner will advance to second. It'll bring up Khan. Khan hits one out into right field. Looks like that one will be caught just shy of the warning track, but the runner will make it safely to third. We have Wesley Nakia, as mentioned earlier, who will fly out to left field, and that will retire the side. We'll have Mike Letteris here leading off here in the first for Outer Banks. He will ground out to shortstop there to bring up Dub City. Dub City will line one out past the third baseman, so that should get, and he's going for second, and he has got it. That will bring up Klaus Bergen Cannon here, who will hit one, shallow infield there, and that's an easy out at first. Brings up Drakenberg, who gets one, that is a little fly ball there that will be caught. Another one of those ones you're not sure where it's going.
Right.
Here's Cat's up, who will strike out to bring up Ernie Harwell. That is grounds out to third, and that's an easy out there at first. Here is Tawachi Kaizenboom, former Boise Raptor.
Oh,
Will
yeah,
ground out
right.
third as well. Dan Halen here gets OBX started with a deep one out to right center, and that'll be a double for him. Hunter Geist here up for OBX. That one will be stopped there by the second baseman, and that's an out at first. Runner stays put at second. Here's Linus Riverboat. One out. Oh, caught on the warning track, but the runner will advance to third. Here we have Swift. Hits one up, out just in the gap there, and that'll score a run. He will stay put at first. Tex Walker here. Hits one to the second baseman, it looks like, and that's an easy out at first as well.
All right, and that'll take us to the top of the third inning now with Maui coming up. Number 9 hitter, Killian Rie. And Rie will strike out. And now to the top of the order, Stein, cold hitter now. Stein, but not that time as they go down the left field line. And that'll be a base hit. Kane coming up now, 1 on, 1 out. And oh, what a diving play by the center fielder, keeping that from going extra bases. 2 outs now. And a tapper to the shortstop, and they're going to beat out the throw, and that's an infield single for Peter Dawson Jr. This one to the third baseman, and they throw across, make the play, and leave 2 stranded as we now move to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 OBX. Through the gap on the right side, and Mike Latoris is going to get on with the leadoff base hit. Will they go for stolen base number 19 here? No, it looks like a hit and run, but they do move to second. Get the out from the pitcher. Hot hitter Bergen Cannon striking out, and that'll bring up Jachenberg. Jachenberg will get a walk, and now 2 on, 2 out for Dan Halen. Dan Halen in a cold streak right now, and Dan Halen will strike out, leave both of those runners stranded. We now move to the 4th inning. Wesley Nakia. Nakia gets thrown out. That is out number 1, and now Hunts Ketchup. Ketchup getting struck out, and Ernie Harwell with 2 outs. Ernie to the shortstop, makes the play, 1-2-3 inning, and we now move to the bottom of the 4th. OBX only up by 1 so far. This one hit to the second baseman for out number 1, and now Linus Riverboat. A hot shot to the shortstop, goes across, makes the play. Tyler Swift, high fly ball over towards left field, but that is caught. Another 1-2-3 inning. Top of the 5th now we go. And a line drive to the second baseman. Kaizenboom gets thrown out. Rie, third baseman, throws all the way across the diamond and makes a play. Top of the order again, Stein. And another play by the third baseman, and the side is retired. Halfway through the game now, OBX still only up by 1. And this one's a line drive to the shortstop. Tex Walker gets thrown out. Top of the order again, Mike Latours, who had the walk earlier, and gets thrown up by the shortstop again. Dub City strikes out in a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the 6th we go. Number 2 batter, Kane coming up. Kane, tapper to the third baseman. Goes across, makes the play. Peter Dawson Jr. now. Diesel J, a tapper to the pitcher. Out number 2. And Roberto Kahn, towering fly ball center field, but that's going to be caught. Another 1-2-3 inning as we now move to the bottom of the 6th. OBX up now. Still only up by 1. And this is going to be a fly out to right field for hot hitter Bergen Cannon. Jachenberg now. Jachenberg will take a walk, and now Dan Halen. And we get a pitching change. Caledon Stormblast coming in, and we did get a steal there, it looked like, from Jachenberg. Runner in scoring position now. Second baseman gets this one and is unable to make the play, and that looked like a error there. We're going to give a fumble on that one. Shortstop throws to first baseman, gets the play, and runner is unable to score, and that retires the side now as we move to the top of the 7th. Maui up again, and this is going to be a fly ball to center field for Nakia. That one is out. Hunts Ketchup, line drive to left field, out number 2. And now Ernie Harwell, towering shot right to the left fielder though, and that one is caught. 1-2-3 inning. 7th inning stretch we go. OBX only up by 1 here still. Tapper to the pitcher, and that is out number 1 for Linus Riverboat. Tyler Swift now through the gap on the right side, and Tyler will get on with 1 out. Tex Walker striking out. Top of the order again. Mike Latoris, can they get something going here? And this one is a towering shot, and what a catch by the right fielder. able to make the play there and stop a runner from scoring, and that'll retire the side as we now move to the 8th inning with Jess.
Looks like we have Kaisenboom up again for Maui, and he will work a walk to bring up Brie here at the bottom of the order for Maui. He'll hit one, a little one there into. Oh,
That was a bunt.
make that was a little bunt there, yeah. And he makes it safe. Oh, we're just
second one.
bunting all over the place now. And that will advance the runners to second and third to bring up Kane here, who will hit one right there to the shortstop, and that's an easy out at first. Here's Peter Dawson Jr. That one is deep there into right center, but it is caught there, and that will finish off there that half of the inning for them. Dub City up here for OBX. We'll hit one right there. Looks like to the second baseman. That should be an out at first. Close one, but it's an out. Here's Klaus Bergen Cannon, who hits one right up the middle there, caught by the center fielder. Druckenberg here strikes out. And that'll go. I am lost on this screen here. Sorry, Peter Dawson Jr.
No worries. Yeah, Roberto
Right.
Khan now.
I was like looking at completely the wrong side of the screen. Here's Wesley Nakia, who is going to hit that one up the middle there. Oh, right past the shortstop. Looks like he will make it safely to first. Bring up Hunt's catch up. And he will strike out. Ernie Harwell here from Maui, and he will strike out as well. Whoop. There we go. Oh, sorry.
Sure, no worries.
So it looks like the Aviators will take this one. Probably not as high a scoring game as a lot of people might have expected there, as the Aviators take down Maui 1-0 there. Looking down here at the hitting, looks like there's a decent game here. Peter Dawson Jr. 2 for 4 on the day for Maui. Dan Halen 2 for 3, and Tyler Swift 2 for 3 as well for Outer Banks. For the pitching here, looks like Gonzalez will take the loss from Maui. Walker Cato will get the win for Outer Banks. Domingo Poza with the hold, and McDonald with the save. And your player of the game will be Walker Cato.
All right, and that takes us now to our next game, the Vandals and the Surge. And Vandals win this one now, going 29-20 on the season. And the score in this one was 4-2, 10 hits to 9. Looking at our batting here for Vancouver, looks like our best batter is going to be Jackie Daytona, who went 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Over on the Buffalo side, we had 2 hits, a run scored, and an RBI from Spakak. Pitching-wise for Vancouver, Johnson getting their 5th win. 5-4 now for Johnson, pressing their 4th hold, and Fuji their 4th save. And for Buffalo, Balquin taking their 6th loss this season. Player of the game is Alex Johnson. Johnson, 6.0 innings pitched, 7 hits, 1 strikeout, 6 strikeouts. Now, I know we're a couple games into it. Let's see if we can see their. Okay, so they're at 100. We'll have to take a look at that later. But I remember the milestone, they were only at like 6 or 7 or something like that to get to 1,500. So since we are now, in fact, let me take a look at that real quick.
8 away from 1,500.
Okay, so they'll probably get that their next start. Only 2 to go to get 1,500 for them. Play the game, Alex Johnson.
All right, looks like the Voyagers will take down the Raptors 7-4 here. Looks like Rusty Kuntz had quite a day for New York here. Looking down at hitting on the Raptors side, Bridget Westfall 2 for 4, Johnny Pluto 2 for 4. And then over for New York, Rusty Kuntz 2 for 4, 2 runs. It's like just a pretty solid day across the board for him. And RJ Menard also 2 for 4. Down to the pitching, Andrew Lucas will take the loss for Boise. Looks like Sivart will get the win for New York. Cantaloupe Crocodile with the hold, and Hull Horse with the save. Player of the game will be Rusty Kuntz.
And that takes us to game number 3. We saw that one, so it's going to be this one here, the Sloss and the Crabs. Crabs winning this one now, only one half game below 500. Winning 6-3, 8 hits to 6. On the batting in here, we have 2 hits and 2 RBIs from Abbott for San Antonio. Over on the Providence side, 2 runs and 2 hits for John Camden. Pitching-wise for San Antonio, Windsor getting their 4th loss. For Providence, Bobby Daring getting their 5th win, and Mueller getting their 5th save. Player of the game is Bobby Daring. Daring going 7.2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 109 pitches.
All right, looks like the Demons will take down Seattle to extend Seattle's losing streak here. looking at our hitting here, for Seattle, looks like Davis, Campbell, and Winters here, 2 for 4 each. But overall on the winning side in Detroit, we've got some solid games, 2 for 3 for Nichols and Dimes. Danny B, 2 for 4. Also Joe Burrow, 2 for 3. Down to pitching here, looks like Harry Balls look at the loss for Seattle. Molly Mitchell with 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, will get the win for Detroit. And your player of the game will be Molly Mitchell.
And that takes us to game number 6, the Toros and the Apex. Apex winning this one with a score of 6-3, 11 hits to 8, 2 errors on the Toro side. On the batting here, we have 3 hits and an RBI from Rogers for Cancun. Over on the Indianapolis side, it looks like 2 hits and an RBI from Jimbo Slice. Pitching for Cancun, in relief, Toby Gunk getting their 4th hold, and Bergamot Lemon getting their 2nd loss and first blown save. Over for Indianapolis, You Need to Calm Down getting their first win of the season in relief, and Eric Bolanos, their 3rd save. Player of the game is Leo Robert. Robert going 5.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, 104 pitches.
This will take us to the Scorpions versus the Stars. Looks like the Stars will take down the Scorpions 4-1. Down here in the hitting, just looks like an overall team effort from both people here. But it looks like Johnson here 2 for 3, probably your best hitting day for Nashville. Looking down at pitching, Farnworth looks like we'll take the loss for Death Valley. Lucky El Charo will get the win for Nashville, and Cletus McFlorida Man with the save. And Lucky El Charo with 6 innings pitched and 1 run against. That's a sharp game there from Lucky El Charo, who will be your player of the game.
And our final majors game for this sim day, the Rurus and the Supernovas. And Rurus win here and now extend their season lead here with 37 wins and 12 losses. The score in this one was 9-2, 11 hits to 4. Looks like we had a 5-run 8th inning here to really cement the deal for the Rurus. On the batting end, 3 hits, 2 runs for Paulo Di Stefano Jr. and 3 RBIs for Vidal Valor. Over on the Sarasota side, it looks like 2-hit day for J Doctor. Pitching-wise for New Orleans, McDougal getting their 7th win, 7-3 now on the season. 8.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 122 pitches. Wow, they were in for a while. Versus Arcades Garcia taking their 6th loss for Sarasota. Player of the game is Aiden McDougal with that great pitching performance. All right, so that finishes us off for the majors this sim day. Moving down to the minors, and we do have some minors matches too.
It looks like the Swift Steeds will win against the Lemurs 8-4. Looks like for hitting here, on the Swifty side, we've got Love 2 for 5, Georgievic. I feel like I was told that was how you're supposed to say that. 2 for 4, Obermuller also 2 for 4. On the Louisville side, Thurgood Sassafras the third, 3 for 4, so some solid hitting there. Down to the pitching here, it looks like Sidaway will get the win for State College. Dirty with the hold. On the Louisville side, looks like Crimps will take the loss. Your play of the game will be Luke Sidaway, who pitched 6 innings with 1 earned run against.
All right, and game number 2 here, the Wheelers and the Mounties, and Wheelers win this one. Now go only 1/2 game back of 500 here, 25-26. Win this one 6-1, 11 hits to 9. Looking at our batting, we have 3 hits and 2 RBIs from Rogers on the Anchorage side. Some multi-hit games down here in the lower part of the lineup as well. And for Kingston, we have 3 hits and an RBI from Stand Up. Pitching-wise for Anchorage, French getting their 3rd win, Assassin their 1st hold, and for Kingston, Kagamine their 3rd loss. Player of the game is Chester French. French going 6.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 93 pitches.
We've got Amarillo taking a decisive win here against Brew City, 11-3. Expecting there's some decent hitting down here for Amarillo. We've got a lot of at-bats here. Let's look here. We've got Shapiro 3 for 5. Be the Batter 3 for 5. Several multi-hit games there for Amarillo. Over on the Brew City side, looks like their leadoff hitter Olson here had quite a day. 4 for 5 there, and Sosa 2 for 5. Also, Down to the pitching here. Looks like Huff will take the loss for the win rather for Amarillo, and then DeWright over here for Bruce City with the loss. Looks like Lucas Shapiro will be your player of the game.
And now to game number 4, the Kingpins and the Firehawks, and Firehawks win, and another team here doing great in the minors. Firehawks now 30-21 on the season. The score in this one was 7-2, 11 hits to 3. Batting wise for Chicago, only single hits over on the Chicago side, but for California, we had 2 runs, 3 hits for Barker, 2 hits, 3 RBIs for Rembeverwinkle, and 2 RBIs for Grimes Jr. Pitching wise for Chicago, Inkerbell getting their 4th loss of the season, with California's Josh Smaxson getting their 5th win, and Branson, their 5th save. Player of the game is Josh Smaxson. Smaxson, 7.0 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 112 pitches. Yay.
Looks like your Dynamos get one here, taking down the Hepcats 6-3. Let's take a look here at the hitting for Kansas City. Not a whole lot going on there. Looks like Batista will go 2 for 4. But for Dallas over here, we've got multi-hit games from, looks like the top of the order here. So Kay Faraday 2 for 5, McLaughlin 2 for 5, Bruce 2 for 4. Looking down at the pitching, looks like Birdwhistle will get the loss for Kansas City, Carsey with the win for Dallas, Yeater with the hold, and Williams with the save. And your player of the game will be Chipper Slokening.
And that finishes us off for the 23rd of June. Pulling up the schedule here, taking a look at our next scheduled day, and it looks like we're going to have the Scorpions versus the Stars. So we're going to go ahead and advance a day. And let's do a file save here real quick. And if Rabbit's there, if you want to go ahead and get a prediction going, we'll take a look at our matchups. And it looks like here we're going to be having Ratatouille versus Johnson. So this will be a pretty interesting pitching matchup here. Johnson, having a great season, as well as Ratatouille both. Ratatouille at 60 overall, Johnson at 80 overall. So Taylor Johnson, pretty much the best you can get right now, pitching wise, as far as the sim is concerned. But in the batting department, look at this: the Stars have the top 5 batters, the meat of the lineup, but the Scorpions have the bottom 4. So hopefully the Scorpions' bottom end of their lineup can come through and maybe score some runs for them. We'll find out here. Let's take a look at the predictions, though, as that's just getting started. We have a total runs over-under of 9.5. So 10 runs is over, 9 is under. Go ahead and place your bets. Use those hard-earned channel points, and let's see if we can get you some PBE money here. We got 4K already down on under 9.5.
We are still on the milestone watch for Taylor Johnson.
Well, that's right. So, they had 6 the last time, right? So 2?
Should be just 2 more, I believe.
Yeah, 2 more. So we'll have to see how that goes here. Let's see here. A little bit over a minute left. Go ahead and get your channel point bets in. We're coming up on about 13,000 points now.
I do love how DVS has 2 of the more horrifying face gens in the league.
Right. Oz. Those eyes on Oz. Crazy. Oh, I see an issue here. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick while I'm thinking about it. We're going to go over here and go back. We're going to go down to the Scorpions. Go into their... Whoops, not that one. We're going to this one. And we're going to update the team's pictures. Hit OK, go back in and see if that fixed that issue there. And yes, it did. All right, so now Farley Hank showing the correct outfit there. As we're just about done with our predictions, wow, we have got over 60,000 channel points. This is the biggest bet of the night so far. Over 9.5 runs total, 72% to 28% was 17 points. Oh, somebody came in at the last second. 40,000 bet on under 9.5. Then it brings us to 45 versus 42. 87,000 channel points in this one. So a lot of big money thrown in. I'm guessing Schoolboy Shoe was one of those, always likes to going with those super big bets. But we're going to get started
It's
here.
his birthday, so.
No, yeah, that's right. It's, happy birthday, Shu. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a good one. All right, so Game 3, featured match of the night, and we're going to get started here with Stretch McGibbon, our first batter. And I'm going to fix this real quick. Wow. This Nashville ballpark. The heck. All right.
This is exciting.
Right? Let's see here. Take a look at the wide view. How's that one? That's better. Let's see if there's anything better than wide view. HP camera? No, definitely not that one.
Big players, tiny park.
I guess we'll do wide. Wide and all of them is going to be the best we're probably going to get here. Wide, wide, and wide. That back up. And off we go. One out here so far. And we'll get a walk here from Andrew Oram, and that'll bring up Farley Hank, the newly fixed uniform. And Farley Hank will strike out looking. Hot hitter Elliot Alderston, Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot, and this looks like a fly out to right field. And that'll retire the side, leaving the runner stranded. And here comes Nashville. And a leadoff strikeout from Rose, and now Munson comes up. Cade Munson. And Munson, this looks like a fly out to left field, and that'll be out number 2. And Brandon Fry striking out a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the second we go. Still no hits. And that one is hit to the second baseman, and Jacobs thrown out. And now former Dynamo, Matthew Edwards. And Edwards is going to fly out to center field, and that's out number 2. Dylan Hodge hit right to the second baseman, but he bobbles the ball, and I think they're going to score that as a hit. They do. It is not an error. But we do get the strikeout there, and that will retire the side, leaving the runner stranded. Nashville coming up now, bottom of the second. Still no runs. Leadoff strikeout here for Buswell. And Zach Johnson, the second half of the Johnson brothers, with his brother on the mound tonight, will strike out. Bongo Lulongo, Rabbit Sponge, our wonderful moderator tonight, is going to drill it right to first base, and that'll retire the side as we move out to the third with Jess 0-0.
Ben's here up for DVS, and he will, looks like, fly out to the center fielder there. McGibbon here, back to the top of the order. He will strike out looking to bring up Andrew Oram. First, we're going to play catch. Andrew Oram will also strike out. Quick 1-2-3 there for the Scorpions. It'll bring up Crunk here for Nashville. That's an out at first. Smith here. We'll watch that one go by. Strike out looking. And that, he'll work a walk there. That'll take us back to the top of the order for Nashville. He could not get back in time. Picked off at first. All right, so back over to DVS here. Hank there. That's an out. Here's Alderson, who will hit one to the second baseman. That's another easy out at first. Chris Jacob here will hit one, past the diving third baseman, and now he will make it safely to first. Thinks about going to second, decides not to. Edwards here, that one is right to the shortstop, so that'll be at the out at second to retire the side. That'll bring us back up to the top of the order for Nashville. Rose here will hit one out to right field, and that will be a single. Cade Munson here. We got a steal. Looks like Rose will make it safely to second, so Munson will strike out swinging. Fry up now. We'll hit one there to the second baseman, and that will be an out at first. The runner will advance to third. Buswell and right to the first baseman there, so leaving that runner stranded at third. That'll bring us to Hodge for Nashville. That's a slow one there to the second baseman, easy out at first. Also ground out to first. Ben's here at the bottom of the order for Death Valley. Will hit one out into left field, and that will be a single for him. So back up to the top here, Stretch McGibbon. He will work a walk and advance the runner to second. Looks like Oram will hit one right up the middle, and that may score a run. Yeah, that will definitely score a run. Runners on the corners here for Hank, who's wearing the right uniform now, and he will strike out swinging. Back over to Nashville here. Johnson hits one deep right field, and that will be caught at the warning track there. Bongo Lulongo And that one should be an easy out there in center field. Yep. And then to bring up Crunk here. Oh, did he get hit by that?
It looked
Yeah,
like it, yeah.
he got plunked good, so he will take his base. Smith here will hit one to the second baseman, and that's an easy out at first. So the pain there for nothing. Alderson hits one out into center field, and he will make it safely to first. That will bring up Chris Jacob here. Chris Jacob will strike out swinging. Edwards hits one out into center field, and that should, that'll advance the runner to second there, and he makes it safely to first. Dylan Hodge here. It's one, right to the third baseman, right on top of that, and that will be 2. So that will finish them off there. Back to Nashville here at the bottom of the order. He will strike out there. Back up to the top here with Rose, who hits one out into right field. The right fielder will just kind of wait there for it to come to him. Cade Munson here. We got a steal. A successful steal. Cade Munson hits one out into center field. A diving catch by the center fielder there. Rose will stay at second. And BJ Fry will strike out swinging. So leaving that runner on second. Here again will strike out swinging. It's like Benz. We'll watch that one go by, and he will also strike out. So 2 outs here for Death Valley, top of their order up here. McGibbons will hit one right over their heads into center field, so he will make it safely to first to bring up Andrew Oram. We've got an attempted steal there, and looks like he made it there. So Oram will strike out swinging. Got some angry fans.
Right.
Booswell here. Hits one out into right field where it will be caught easily by the right fielder. Johnson hits one into right center, and that one's all the way back to the wall, so that's double for him. Bungo Luongo comes up here, runner on second. That's past the catcher there, so the runner will advance to third. Bungo Luongo will work a walk, so runners on the corners for Jebediah Crunk. And that one's right up the middle. That'll score a run. And now runners on first and second. So all tied up here in the bottom of the 7th. That is one out, right out to the shortstop for Smith. PJ Fow up now. He will hit one out into left field where it will be caught for the final out. And back to you.
And we go now to the top of the 8th, and Farley Hank coming up for the Scorpions. And Hank hitting it right to the second baseman for out number 1. Hot hitter Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot, towering shot towards right center field, going to the warning track, and he makes a play, out number 2. Chris Jacob, hot hitter, and that one is a base hit in center field for single. Matthew Edwards, and they'll get Matthew out at first, leaving the runner stranded. It is still 1-1, bottom of the 8th we go. Nashville up, top of the order. Rose striking out looking. Cade Munson coming up now. Munson, and this will be a flat to center field. Out number 2, Brandon Fry. Fry will take a walk here. We have a runner on for Buswell. 2 out, 1 on. Buswell past the shortstop, and this is sending the runner to third, and the throw, and he's safe. Runners at the corners now. Zach Johnson. Johnson striking out, leaving 2 runners stranded. We now move to the 9th inning. Still tied 1-1. Will we get some free baseball here as we get a out thrown by the shortstop for out number 1. Coming up now. Former Dynamo. And hits the shortstop, out number 2. Pitching change here. Boss Jr. And this looks like, and that is over by the tree. Wow, that got hit way out to the tree, and that is going to break the tie here. It is now 2-1
Out
with
of the
DBS
park.
taking the lead. Top of the order now, McGibbon. And McGibbon will strike out, but the damage is done as DBS gets 1 on the board. Nashville getting close to the bottom third of the lineup. Bongo Luongo. Rabbit Sponge here in the chat, and Rabbit Sponge strikes out for out number 1. Jebediah Crunk, former Dynamo. Crunk to the second baseman, out number 2. Last chance here, Smith. And Smith will take a walk, and here we go. Cold hitter Fox. BJ Fox. And Fox will take a walk as well, and here we go. Top of the order, Rose with 2 on, 2 out. Stars, check swing, and juices are based. juices her base for Cade Munson. 2 out, 3 on. Cade Munson, winning run, and he strikes out looking. He strikes out looking, and DBS is going to hold on here with some wonderful relief pitching to win this one with a score of 2-1, 9 hits to 5. Looking at our batting here for Death Valley, only one multi-hit game, and that was from Jacob going 2 for 4. Over on the Nashville side, we have 2 for 4 as well from Rose. Pitching for Death Valley, Ratatouille no decision, but Washington gets a second blown save. Johnson gets their third win, and Ingram their fourth save. Over on the Nashville side, Taylor Johnson does get 10 strikeouts, so they do break the 1,500, so that should put them at 1,508 now on their career. So congratulations to Taylor Johnson, reaching a wonderful milestone for the PBE here. 6.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, 120 pitches. Giovanni Sanchez in relief gets their third loss. Player of the game is Remy Ratatouille. Ratatouille, 6.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 98 pitches.
Right, looks like the Vandals will take down the Surge 4-2. Looking down here at the hitting on the Vancouver side here, 3 for 4 on the day for Scheiderme. Looks like 2 for 4 also for Sack Lodge. Over for Buffalo, got a couple multi-hit games at the top of the order for Meredith and Fenreese. But it is Vancouver coming out on top there. Down in the pitching, looks like Greg Digger Jr. will get the win for Vancouver. McDonald with the hold, and Mann with the save. For Buffalo, it'll be Rolo who will take the loss there. And your player of the game will be Greg Digger Jr. 6 innings pitched, looks like 1 earned run. So your player of the game is Greg Digger Jr.
And that takes us to our next game, the Raptors and the Voyagers. And the Voyagers win here with a score of 9-3, 13 hits to 10. On the batting end for Boise, it looks like we had a couple multi-hit games here, but the best one is going to be Petra Sabor. Again, Sabor having a great game sim tonight, going 2 for 4 with a run scored, an RBI, and a walk. Over on the New York side,
Could be that milestone also.
Oh, right.
For her, I believe she was 1 away.
Oh, nice. So congratulations, Petra. Hope you're here in the chat with us. But another milestone tonight broken. Awesome. New York batting 3 for 5 with a run scored from Stevenson. 3 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Tom Shue, and 4 RBIs from Swerve. Is that a grand slam? No, it's just a single home run there. On the pitching end for Boise, Vivi Zielman taking their 6th loss. 5-6 for Zielman. Choate for New York getting their 5th win. Mace their 2nd hold. Whole Horse their 1st hold. Player of the game is Tom Shue. Congratulations, Shue, another player of the game.
All right, looks like the Aviators. Another close game here between the Aviators and the Makos. But the Aviators won this one 2-0. For hitting there, looks like not a whole lot going on for Maui. A couple hits from Dawson Jr. and Nakia, but over for Outer Banks. Again, another good team effort. Lots of single hit games for folks there. Error there from Tyler Swift, but looks like it did not cost them very much. Down to the pitching, looks like Salchicha will get the loss for Maui. Ripspod will get the win for Outer Banks. That's their 8th. McDonald with the save, and that is their 10th. Looks like your player of the game will be Justin Ripspod.
And now for game number 4, the Sloss and the Crabs. And Sloss winning this one, the score of 4-0, a one-hit shutout over the Crabs. We'll have to take a look at the pitching here in a second. Batting-wise, though, a couple multi-hit games at the top of the San Antonio lineup. Stan Antonio and Akuna Matata, both with 2 hits and a run scored. For Providence, only the 1 hit there from Cloudera. Pitching-wise, San Antonio Rayner getting their 5th win, 5-4 now for Rayner. Dugan their 9th hold, and Bolt Jr. their 4th save. For Providence, Ivy Leaf taking their 5th loss. Player of the game is John Rayner. Rayner, 6.0 innings pitched, no earned runs, only 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, 95 pitches.
All right, we have got the Demons taking down the Sea Serpents, 8-2. Down here in the hitting, looks like Bunty here with a 2 for 4 game for Seattle. Over on the Detroit side, wow, Dinkle with quite a game there, 4 for 4 on the day, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. And down here in the pitching, looks like Hammersmith will get the loss for Seattle. Ricky Vaughn with the win for Detroit. And your player of the game, no surprise, with a hitting game like that, is Haywood Dinkle.
Hey, good evening, Hamascod. Glad you could join us. All right, that takes us to game number 6, the Toros and the Apex. And the Apex win this one and now go a game over 500. The score of 4-3. Let's see here. So it was really up to the 4th inning, and nobody scored anything afterwards. 9 hits to 6 in this one. Batting wise for Cancun, 2 runs and 2 hits for LaFleur, 2 hits and 2 RBIs with the run scored for Fisher. Indianapolis, a couple of multi-hit games here, but the best one's going to be Quinn going 2 for 3 with a run scored, 2 RBIs and a walk. Pitching wise for Cancun, Champ McQuack getting their 9th loss in the season. For Indianapolis, Troen Nohan's their 7th win. You Need to Calm Down their 7th hold, and Eric Bolanos their 4th save. Player of the game is Zach Mouse. And we watched that one, so I guess it's this one.
All right, we got the Rougarous just edging out the Supernovas here, 6-5. Looks like down here in the hitting, lots of hitting for New Orleans. Looks like lots of people getting 1, but Geronimo here 2 for 4. Over on the Sarasota side, looks like wow, Crash Wagon, a fired Jay Doctor and Torrent and Dominic all 2 for 2 hits on the day there. Down here with the pitching, looks like Via Getty will get the win for New Orleans. Jose 43 with the hold, Pleasance also with the hold, and Wright with the save. Over on the Sarasota side, Pork Torkelton will take the loss, and your player of the game will be Via Getty. 6 innings pitched, looks like 3 strikeouts and 4 earned runs.
And that finishes us off for the majors for this sim day, the 24th of June. We're going to take a look now at the minors, and we do have a full minors day as well. And in our first matchup, we have the Wheelers and the Kingpins. And the Kingpins, again, with another win, go 36-16 on the season now with a score of 5-4, getting 2 in the bottom of the 9th with the walk-off. Gray hit a walk-off 2-run double off of Shigino. Down here on the batting, for Anchorage, we do have a couple multi-hit games here, but the best one's going to be Rogers going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And for Chicago, 3 for 5 with a run scored from Lane. Pitching for Anchorage, in relief, Kai, I guess that's Kai, gets their first hold. Shigino, their 2nd loss and 3rd blown save. And for Chicago, Mitch the T-Rex, no decision, with Schumacher getting their first win in relief. Player of the game is Radiance Ham.
A very creative headline here from Out of the Park. The Hepcats lose 8-3. So looks like in the hitting here, we have got Bad and Bougie, 3 for 5 today for California. Encarnacion also 2 for 5. Over for Kansas City, we've got, looks like Bobby McDonald Jr.'s 3 for 4. A run and an RBI there. For California, in the pitching here, looks like Thompson will get the win, Dot with the save, and over on the Kansas City side, Schultz will take the loss. Your player of the game will be Bad and Bougie.
And our next game, the Mounties and the Dillos, and the Dillos are going to win over the Mounties here with a score of 11-6, 18 hits to 10, 28 hits total in this one. Looking at our batting, we have 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 RBIs from Anita Fartinghouse. A couple multi-hit games as well. Over on the Dillo side, several multi-hit games all the way down the line. Look at all these. Wow. I think the best one overall, though, is going to be Shapiro. 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a walk. On the pitching end for Kingston, Parsons in relief takes their 4th loss. For the Dillos, get 'em. What is this one? LGM, excuse me, LGM, I get it. It was from the charity thing. Getting their 2nd win. Mazrak getting their 4th hold, and player of the game is Anita Fartinghouse. Oh.
Sorry, I'm frequently forgetting to unmute here. This is a big old oof here for your Dynamos,
wow,
who kind of get destroyed 19-0. We can go through this one fairly quickly, I think. Over here for Louisville, looks like multi-hit games from several people. Probably most notably O'Houlihan here, 4 for 6, and Burrow, 3 for 6. And Batter, very appropriate name here for their DH, is 4 for 5. Down here in the pitching, Junk Ball will get the win. Fujisaki with the save for Louisville. Redacted will take the loss for Dallas, and a lot of other people contributed, I think. Your player of the game will be Bobby Batter.
And it looks like we have a record here. Thurgood's Sassafras III ties the Lemurs regular season game record for runs with 4. It looks like the Dynamos used up their whole bullpen here. Still couldn't get any runs on the board and really gave up a lot. Wow. We're just going to forget that game. I'm just going to mentally bleach that one out. And
Let's pretend that didn't happen.
Right? We'll just move on to our next one here, the Swifties and the Bears. And Swifties win here with a score of 3-2. Close one with 9 hits to 8. Look at that graph there. Everything was great until the 8th inning, and it just dropped all the way off from there. Boosh City batting, a couple of multi-hit games here from Sosa and Wolf. Over on the Swifty side, we have 3 hits and 3 RBIs from this dude. Pitching-wise for Bruce City, Jet their 8th hold, Gooser their 3rd loss and 2nd blown save, with State College's Singh in relief getting their 2nd win, and T2 their 2nd save. Player of the game is this dude. All right, so that finishes us off for the sim day of June the 24th. Looking at my schedule here, we do have a quick sim all for the 25th, so we're going to go ahead and advance a day. No minors games for today, so we're just going to do a save game here and check on the major scores. And no majors games either. All right, so there's just a total off day here in that one. That's always nice.
Vacation day.
Right? All right, so that moves us now to the 26th, and it is going to be the Apex versus the Vandals. And let's pull up the matchups in this one, and if Rabbit Sponge is there getting us a predictions going, we'll go ahead and cover the info from our wonderful stats team here on this 3rd primetime game. Oh, it's the next game. That's right.
Because it's just a featured, yeah.
Right, that's Boise and Seattle will be the next one. All right, so no prime times in this one, so we'll just go ahead and do the predictions themselves once Rabbit Sponge gets us going here. And looking at our matchups, it's a little bit in the Vandals' favor here. We have 6 versus 2 in a tie. Apex here on the lower end on the batting side, with the exceptions being Wonder Franco and Zach Mouse, but Dogwood Maple here with their 59 overall versus 55 overall for Takahashi does have the advantage in pitching. So Vandals maybe be able to score some more runs, but Apex may be able to keep some from being scored. We'll take a look though, and it looks like our prediction here is going to be total stolen bases with an over-under of 2.5. So 2 is under, 3 is over. Go ahead and get your bets in. We have about a minute remaining in this one. And right now we're at about 7,000 channel points so far, 61% in the over category. And we got a dump there of almost 2,000 to get under. Pretty close there. Just took the lead 50% on both sides. 40 seconds remaining to get your predictions in. And let's see how this is doing. Oh, we get a couple more for over. And some Go Apex here in the chat. Got some Indianapolis fans with us. And under, taking an advantage here, going up to 6.5K, now moves to 57%. 15 seconds remaining to get your bets in. All right, and looks like the predictions going to close here with 54% for over, 46% for under, and we're doing about 14,000. Oh, we get one. Oh, look at this! Right at the last second, somebody again came in with 10,000 bet. I'm guessing it's Schoolboy Shoe most likely. 17.9K now for under, moves it to 69 to 31%, with under having the majority. And so we're going to get started here then with Bend Over, and Jess will get us started with our first batter.
All right, Bend Over leading things off for Indianapolis here. And he will hit that one directly to the first baseman. So that's an easy first out there. Zach Mouse up here. He will hit one out into left field where it will be caught by the diving left fielder. So that's 2 down. Dustin Parmalee here will hit one right up the middle to the shortstop, who will get that one over to first just in time. So 1, 2, 3 there for Indianapolis. Vancouver up here now. Scheiderme leading off. He will hit that one up the middle to the second baseman, right over to first for the out. Magiacomo up now. We'll hit one. Oh, that one is off over behind the scoreboard, but I think it will be caught by the left fielder. Cologne here, pretty much in the same place as that last one, where it will also be caught by the left fielder to retire the side. So that's a quick first inning for both teams there. Slice up here, and he will strike out swinging. Bring up Johnny Tsunami. And he will hit one out over the third baseman. That'll be a single for him. Bring Swift there. Oh, we got a stolen base.
No, they got him.
Oh, no, they got him. There you go. Swift here out into left center, and that will be a double there. Stay put there. Jody Quinn now up for Indianapolis. Will strike out swinging, and that will leave the runner stranded at second. We have Zach Lodge now up for Vancouver, and he will strike out looking. Herb Sessions up now for Vancouver. He'll hit one out to the shortstop, and that's an easy out at first. Sam Andrews up now. 2 outs here for Vancouver, and he will hit that one to the second baseman, who will get that over to first for the out to retire the side. Back over to Indianapolis. Wander Franco up now. We'll hit that one. Oh, that's a one out into left field there. That'll be a single for him. Eyes here, hitting one to the third baseman, who will get the and that will be a double play. So that's 2 there for Indianapolis. Bendover up here at the top of the order will ground out there to the second baseman. So that's 1, 2, 3 there for Indianapolis. Vancouver now. Toby McMuffin strikes out. Bring up King. King looks like will work a walk there. Jackie Daytona, regular human baseball player, will ground out to... Nope, maybe not. Just kidding. Yep, he's out first. And that is a one deep into center. Sort of shallow center field for Scheiderme there. And that will finish the side there for Vancouver. So back over here, yeah.
That'll take us now to the 4th inning. Zach Mouse is up. And Zach with the towering shot, and that is up in the upper deck. Upper deck, their 10th home run of the season. And that puts them up 1-0 now.
Out of the park.
Say how far? Does not. And this one's a shot towards the center field, over the center fielder's head. This is going to be 2 at least. And we'll get a double here from Parmalee, and that'll bring Jimbo Slice. Slice to the shortstop. Parmalee will stay at second. Johnny Tsunami, former Dynamo. And Tsunami, look at that one. 461 feet. Another one up in the upper deck. That is 2
Out
now.
of the park.
And 3 runs in this inning puts Indianapolis up by 3. And this is going to be a fly out to right field, and that will find... Oh, that's a second out. Excuse me. I thought they retired the side, but it did not. This one will, though, as this is a fly out from Quinn. And now we move to the bottom of the 4th. Vandals. And a leadoff strikeout here for Magiacomo will bring up hot hitter Willie Colon. Colon, line drive to the second baseman. And this will be a fly out to center field for Zach Lodge, and a 1-2-3 inning. Top of the 5th we go. Indianapolis up now. Bottom of their order. Wander Franco striking out, and now Eagle Eyes. Eagle Eyes to the second baseman. Goes to first. Makes the play. Top of the order we go. Bendover now. Dover to the gap on the right side, and Dover going for 2. They're going to get a stand-up double. And hot hitter Zach Mouse, the runner in scoring position now for Indianapolis. Zach to the third baseman. Makes the throw, but the runner does get to third on the out, and it does not matter as that was out number 3. Leaves the runner stranded. Halfway through the game, it is now 3-0 Indianapolis. And this is going to be a leadoff base hit here for Herb Sessions. Andrews striking out, and now Toby McMuffin with the runner first. So here's our first possible steal, and Herb gets in. Only 2 more to go to get the over. And that's a base hit as we get runners in the corners here for McMuffin, and Dan King striking out. Number 9 hitter, Jackie Daytona. And we get Juice's base here with the walk. Top of the order, Scheiderme coming up. Down by 3. Scheiderme to the shortstop, throws to first, makes the play, leaves all those runners stranded. And we'll now move to the 6th inning, still 3-0. Vancouver with the prime opportunity, they are unable to capitalize. This is a towering fly ball to right field, and that is out. Dustin Parmalee caught out. Cold hitter Jimbo Slice striking out, and now Johnny Tsunami. Tsunami, and this is going to be an infield flyout, and that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 6th we go. Towering shot left side, and that is another home run. This time, though, it is by Vancouver Vandals.
Out of the
And
park.
it is now 1 to 3. That one is caught, and Willie Colon is out. Sack Lodge striking out, but Vandals getting one on the board here with 2 outs. And this one's thrown to first for an out. Herb Sessions getting thrown out, and that retired the side. But Vandals get one on the board, and now trailing 3 to 1. Sailor Twift coming up. Sailor Twift right to the second baseman and makes the play, out number 1. Jody Quinn. Jody Quinn will be patient and take the walk here, and that brings up Wonder Franco. 1 on, 1 out. Wonder Franco striking out, and now cold hitter Eagle Eyes. And we'll get a fumble bumble here, a pass ball,
Fumble
runner moving to second, and a strikeout, leaving that runner in scoring position stranded. 7th inning stretch time we go. Vandals down by 2, need to get something going here. We have Andrews, McMuffin, and King. Cold hitter Andrews. Pitching change here. You need to calm down coming in relief. And that's a fly to center for out number 1, Toby McMuffin. Through the gap in center, and Toby's going to get on with a single with 1 out. Dan King, 1 on, 1 out. Dan King striking out, 2 outs now for Jackie Daytona. Daytona striking out, and you need to calm down, getting it done, retiring the side as we move to the 8th inning with Jess. 3 to 1 Indianapolis.
All right, top of the 8th here. Ben Dover leading off for the Apex, and he will strike out. Bring up Zach Mouse. Zach Mouse also striking out, swinging. Bring up Dustin Parmalee. And Parmalee will also strike out, so that's easy. 1, 2, 3 there for Troy Pressing, I believe. Scheiderme up here to lead off for Vancouver here, and he will strike out swinging as well. Magiacomo here now, who will work a walk. Willie Colon up now. Hits one directly to the shortstop there. Sack Lodge now will hit one out. The catcher will field that one and toss it over to first base for the 3rd out. So nothing doing there for Vancouver in the bottom of the 8th, which will bring us to the top of the 9th. Indy still leading 3 to 1. Slice will strike out there. Bring up Johnny Tsunami. Johnny Tsunami hits one to the second baseman. That's over to first for an out there. Twift here will all strike out swinging, so that will retire the side there for Indianapolis. Vancouver, last chance to get back in this here. Herb Sessions will strike out. We'll bring up cold hitter Sam Andrews. Sam Andrews hits a little one there, shallow infield, and he will make it safely to first, looks like. So Sam Andrews on. Toby McMuffin hits one out into... Oh, nope. Still in the infield there. That will be caught by the second baseman. King there, and that should do it there. It's the out at second. So it looks like the Apex will take down the Vandals 3 to 1 here. Taking a look here at the hitting, looks like Johnny Tsunami 2 for 4 there. Believe he also had a home run there. Home runs from Johnny Tsunami and Zach Mouse, who is it's his only hit on the day, but enough to get it done. Over for Vancouver here. 2 for 4 day for Toby McMuffin, but it is Indianapolis here coming out on top. Down to the pitching, looks like Dogwood Maple will get the win. You need to calm down with the hold. Shinkansen here also with the hold, and Bolanos with the save. Over for Vancouver, it will be Amelia Takahashi with the loss. Looks like your player of the game will be Dogwood Maple. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts.
And we move on to our next game now, the Rougarous and the Surge. And Rougarous winning this one with a score of 9 to 0, an 8-hit shutout. Look at this graph here. As soon as it got to the 3rd inning, let's see here, what was that one? DiStefano Jr. hitting a solo home run versus Corcoran. Corcoran getting lit up here early, and that was all it took. Is from the 3rd inning onward, nothing doing here for Buffalo Surge at all. As we look at the batting here for New Orleans, a couple of really good games here, but down here at the very bottom, former Dynamo Todd Hafner going 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. On the Buffalo end, we have two multi-hit games from Meredith and from Suave. Pitching, Nakamura going the complete game here with the shutout, getting their 7th win of the season. 9.0 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 124 pitches. So Nakamura stayed in the whole time, even over 120 pitches. Nice one. Buffalo, Corcoran taking their 5th loss, 0-5 for them. And Todd Hafner is your player of the game.
It looks like the Demons took the Aviators to extra innings, but it does look like the Aviators came out on top 7-5 at home. For our hitting here for Detroit, looks like Danny B 3 for 5, Armstrong here 2 for 5, and then over on the OBX side of things, Dan Halen 3 for 4, Tyler Swift 3 for 4 as well. Down here, it looks like some errors on both sides. But down to the pitching here, it looks like Lewis will take the loss for Detroit, and McDonald will get the win for Outer Banks, Pozo with the hold, and your player of the game will be Tyler Swift.
And we saw that one, so we're now moving on to this game here, the Stars and the Raptors, and the Stars winning here, moving their record now to 28-23 with a 3-1 win over the Boise Raptors, a score of 3-1 7 hits to 4. Batting wise for Nashville, looks like we have a run and 2 RBIs from Zach Johnson. Over on the other side from Boise, hit and an RBI for Scary Terry. Pitching wise for Nashville, Komarochi getting their 7th win, Cletus McFloridaman their 8th save, and for Boise, Chank Daly getting their 4th loss, 4-4 now for Daly on the season. Komarochi getting the player of the game here with 8.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 96 pitches.
All right, looks like the Makos will get a win here. That brings them to 11-40 on the season, but they will take down the Sea Serpents 12-3 here. Looks like Hunt's Ketchup had quite a game, going 3 for 5 over here for Maui. Peter Dawson 2 for 5. Kane also 2 for 4. On the Seattle side, Davis Campbell 3 for 5, but down to the pitching here. Sorry, I'm
No
up and down. Over here on the Maui side, looks like Knight Rider will get the win.
Yes!
Scotty Omega with the save. And over for Seattle, Sullivan will take the loss. Your player of the game will be Hunt's Ketchup.
And I got my ERA under 7 finally. Yay.
There you go.
All right, and that takes us to game number 6 for the majors on this sim day, and that is the Sloss and the Toros. Sloss winning this one with a score of 4-3, just barely holding on here. No team scoring at all in the last third of the game. 9 hits for both teams. Batting wise, we have 3 hits and 2 RBIs for Fisher over on the Cancun side, and for San Antonio, looks like 1 run, 3 hits, 2 RBIs for Trevon Knight. Pitching wise for Cancun in relief, Wheatfall taking their 2nd loss and first blown save, and for San Antonio, Greer getting their 4th win and Rodriguez Jr. their 6th save. Player of the game is Trevon Knight.
Down here, cardboard cutout of Derek Jeter gives the Crabs a walk-off win against Death Valley. Looks like they took them down 7-6. So down here in the hitting, got a 3 for 5 day for Hank for Death Valley, 2 for 5 from Alderson, 3 for 4 from Edwards. Over on the Providence side, it looks like 3 for 4 from Cloudera. Probably your strongest hitting performance there on their side. Down to the pitching, so Ingram will get the loss for Death Valley, and Ruth Heater Ginsburg with the win, their 2nd of the season for Providence. Murley with the hold, and Crab here with a blown save. The player of the game will be Matthew Edwards.
In our final majors game for this sim day, we have the Supernovas and the Voyagers, and Voyagers winning here with the score of 11-9, a very high scoring game. Look at looks like a roller coaster here on the graph. 14 hits for both teams, 3 errors on the Voyagers. Ouch. Batting wise for Sarasota, 3 hits and 3 RBIs for Red Arrow, 2 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI for Jay Doctor. On the New York end, 2 runs, 3 hits for RJ Menard with a hit and 3 RBIs for Peter Pretzelman. Pitching wise for Sarasota in relief, Tristan Leon getting their second loss, and for New York in relief, Abadir their 5th hold, Whole Horse their 4th win and 3rd blown save, and Cantaloupe Crocodile, who everybody is predicting for MVP, getting their 4th save of the season. Player of the game is We Dim Boys. All right, that finishes us off for the majors this Sunday. Looking now at the minors, we do have minors games as well.
It looks like Bad and Bougie had quite a game here for the Firehawks, helping to take down the Hepcats 7-4. For the hitting for California, Bad and Bougie, as mentioned, 3 for 4. Multi-hit games from a couple other people as well. On the Kansas City side, looks like their best performances are going to be from Justice and Batista, who are both 3 for 4 today. Error there from Cruz, also for Kansas City. Down to the pitching, McThornbody will get the win in relief for California. Dot with the save, their 4th. On the Kansas City side, looks like Sexy will take the loss for Kansas City. Not very sexy. And the player of the game will be Bad and Bougie.
And Wildfire Micro, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you have a good night and enjoy your 4th of July. Game number 2, the Mounties and the Dillos. Mounties winning here in extra innings, getting 1 in the top of the 10th to win 8-7, 16 hits to 11, 2 errors on the Dillo side. Hitting for Kingston, 3 hits and 2 RBIs for stand up. Couple multi-hit games down here further on. Finnick getting 2 hits, 3 RBIs as well. For the Dillos, 4 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI for Okamoto. 4 for 4 with 3 runs and 2 hits or 2 RBIs for Blackwater, and down at the very end, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs for Barnold. Pitching wise for Kingston, Parsons gets a hold, Baller Jr. gets a hold, Walrus gets their 2nd win and 5th blown save, and Bud gets their 1st save. And for the Dillos in relief, Bremen taking their 1st loss, going 1-1. Monsanto Blackwater is your player of the game.
We have the Wheelers just edging out the Kingpins 5-4. Down here in the hitting, it looks like for Anchorage here, multi-hit games from Sanders, Elroy, and Rogers and Marquis. On the Chicago side of things, lots of hits from a few people here. Multi-hit game 2 for 4 from Anchovy, playoffs hero Anchovy. Down to the pitching, it will be Taylor getting the win for Anchorage, Shigeno with the hold, and with the save. On the Chicago side, looks like Lemonade will take the loss, and your player of the game will be Brian Taylor, who went, 7 innings pitched with 3 strikeouts and 2 earned runs.
And our next game is going to be the Bears and the Swifties, and Swifties winning this one, getting their 23rd win on the season now with a score of 5-2. Getting 2 in the bottom of the 8th here to hold on. 11 hits to 8 in this contest. Batting wise for Brew City, we have 2 for 4 here from Stevie Steve, and 2 for 4 as well from Underrated. On the State College side, 4 for 5 with 3 runs scored for Johnny Blamo. Couple multi-hit games further on down for Love and this dude getting 2 hits each. Pitching wise for Brew City in relief, Arms getting their 1st blown save, Gooser their 4th loss. And for State College in relief, Ride and Dirty getting their 1st win of the season. Congratulations, Ride and Dirty. Player of the game is Jimmy Blamo. Oh, again?
The Dynamos will take another tough loss here to the Lemurs, 12-3. Down here in the hitting, looks like for Louisville, multi-hit games from O'Houlihan, Gump, Burrow, and McGee. On the Dallas side, solid game for Kay Faraday, going 2 for 5. And Rodriguez 2 for 4. Looking down here at the pitching, Velasquez, it looks like we'll get the win for Louisville. And on the Dallas side, Belter taking their 9th loss of the season. That's rough. And your player of the game will be Armando Velasquez.
Dynamos with 12 call-ups last season, and it really shows. Ouch. We can get some more rebuilding done over the draft. But that's going to finish us off for this sim day, the 26th of June. Taking a look at our schedule here, we have 2 quick sim days, the 27th and the 28th, and we will finish off with our final primetime game number 8. We're going to go ahead and advance the sim day. And we do have minors games, and we do have a full majors docket as well. So let me just save this here and get started on game number 1. And I forget if I did the last one or not, but you can have this one.
Yeah, sorry. So it looks like the Rougarou here will beat the Surge 9-3. Let's take a look down here. The hitting looks like we'll have Di Stefano Jr. 2 for 5 on the day, Cook 2 for 4, Bonanza also 2 for 4, and then on the Buffalo side, Wendell Meredith 2 for 3, Spacok 2 for 4 there. Down in the pitching, Jose 43 will get the win in relief for New Orleans. Blown save from right there. Miko McKinnon, one of the most hockey names I've ever heard, will get the loss and the blown save for Buffalo. And your player of the game will be Tommy Mazeroski.
And it looks like Gustav Beauregard ties the champions regular season game record for walks with 4. 4 walks in one game. Wow. All right, that takes us to our next game, the Demons and the Aviators. And Demons winning here, getting their 28th win on the season with the score of 6-4 over the Aviators. 7 hits each. Detroit batting, look at this, 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs from number 9 hitter Yelnats. On the Outer Banks side, it looks like we have 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI from Tyler Swift. Pitching wise for Detroit, Galvin taking their 6th win, Palmer their first hold, and Brady their first save. And for Outer Banks, Ben Caden takes their first loss this season in relief. Player of the game is Stanley Yelnats.
We've got the Apex taking down Vancouver 7-5 here. Looks like Zach Mouse had a pretty solid game despite the loss there. Down here in the hitting for Indianapolis, looks like Ben Dover had a solid game there at the top of the order, 2 for 5. Zach Mouse 2 for 4. Oh no, Zach Mouse is on Indianapolis now.
Right?
I'm not on top of trades. Clearly,
right.
I keep forgetting that. Jimbo Slice 2 for 5 also. Over here in Vancouver, Scheiderme 2 for 5. And King looks like 2 for 4 there. Down in the pitching, Dion will get the win for Indianapolis, their 5th. Shinkansen with the hold, Bolanos with the hold, Barron with a save. On the Vancouver side, Rogers will get their 5th loss of the season. And your player of the game will be Zach Mouse, who does not play for Vancouver anymore.
And that'll take us to our next game, the Stars and the Raptors. And Stars winning this one over the Raptors 8-4, 11 hits to 8. Taking a look at our batting here, over on the Nashville side, 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs from Fry. Let's see if that was a grand slam. It was. Brandon Fry getting the grand slam there for Nashville. Several multi-hit games down here. 3 for 4 with the 2 RBIs for Bongo Luongo. So Rabbit Sponge having a great game as well. Over on the Boise side, Parker Beauchamp only 1 for 3, but gets a run scored and a walk. 2 hits and a run scored for Tuplan as well. Pitching for Nashville, Baxter getting their 4th win of the season, and for Boise, Wohler taking their 4th loss. Player of the game is Bongo Luongo. Congratulations, Rabbit Sponge. Player of the game.
All right. Sea Serpents taking another loss to Maui here, 4-1. Looks like down here in the hitting for Maui, Stein 2 for 3 on the day. Not a lot going on for Seattle over there. Couple hits, but nothing doing really there. For the pitching, looks like Maddox Jr. will take their 9th loss of the season for Seattle. Over on Maui, Baldelli will get their first win. St. Brown with the save there, and your player of the game will be Nico Baldelli with his first win.
Game number 6, the Toros and the Sloths, and Toros win this one and get their 17th win of the season with a score of 9-3, 10 hits to 9. Looking at Cancun's batting here, we have, look at this, 3 for 3 with 4 runs scored, 3 RBIs, and 2 walks from Drozdov. Let's see if Drozdov got any steals. They did not. 2 hits, 2 RBIs from Rogers for San Antonio. 2 hits each for Soldat and Goffard. Cancun pitching, Benson getting their 4th win, Lemon their first save in relief, and for San Antonio, Rose taking their 4th loss. Player of the game is Dom Drozdov. Drozdov ties the Cancun regular season game record for runs with 4. So Drozdov having a great game at the leadoff position tonight.
Here we have Death Valley taking down Providence 5-3. Looks like on the Death Valley side of things, probably best performance here is going to be Hank. 2 for 5 on the day with 2 runs and an RBI there. Chris Jacob also 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. On the Providence side of things, 3 for 4 day for Philly Fan, 2 for 4 from Krustis. And down in the pitching, Sims will get the win for Death Valley. Washington with the hold and Johnson with the save. On the Providence side of things, looks like Evans will take their first loss for the Crabs there, and your player of the game will be Justin Sims.
And our final majors game for this sim day, the Supernovas and the Voyagers, and the World Series defending Voyagers win this one over the Supernovas with a score of 9-3. Even though Supernovas got 2 in the top of the 9th, nowhere near enough. 11 hits to 9 in this one. Sarasota batting, only single hits. Look at this. Every player got a single hit all the way down the lineup here. On the New York side, 3 runs, 2 hits for Barbados Slim, 3 RBIs each for Tom Shue and RJ Menard. Pitching wise for Sarasota, Austin Bentley takes their 7th loss. I'm sorry, Hummuscod. 5-7 now in the season for Hummuscod, with Miller getting their 6th win for New York, 6-4 for them. Barbados Slim is your player of the game. And that finishes us off for the majors. Moving now to the minors. Fingers crossed.
Hey, Dynamo's got one. 4-2 over Louisville here. Let's take a look at the hitting here. On the Louisville side, 2 for 4 from O'Houlihan and Gump there. Looks like just the I was just trying to see where the runs came from. But over on the Dallas side, Kay Faraday 2 for 4, McLaughlin 2 for 3. Just a pretty solid team effort here. Multi-hit games from a lot of people there. Down to the pitching, Shinopi will get the loss for Louisville. And over on the Dallas side, Lefty Bones will get that win, their 3rd of the season. Yeater with their 5th save. And your player of the game will be Lefty Bones.
Game number 2, the Firehawks and the Hepcats, and the World Series defending Hepcats win this one. The score of 4-3, getting 2 in the bottom of the 11th. Wow! So the Firehawks got 1 in the top of the 11th, but the Hepcats responded with McDonald Jr. getting a walk-off 2-run single off of Branson. Looking at our batting here for the Firehawks, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Stern. Over on the Kansas City side, 3 hits and a run scored for Cruz. And 2 hits and an RBI or run scored for Justice. California pitching, Jackson in relief gets their first hold, with Branson getting their 2nd loss. 4-2 on the season with them, with their 2nd blown save. Kansas City in relief, Turbo taking their 3rd win. 3-4 now for Turbo. Glenn Davies is your player of the game. Davies going 6.0 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 81 pitches.
We will have the Brew City Bears taking down the Swifties 10-1. Looks like a lot of that got done spread out over the game there. Over here on the Brew City side of things, looks like Sosa 3 for 5, but I think probably your best performance here is going to be McGruff with going 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, 2 runs. Let's see, over here on the State College side, we've got Dude and Georgievic both 2 for 4 today. Down to the pitching here, looks like Millis will get the win for Brew City. Prasivka with the save. And on the State College side of things, Strikeout will get the loss. Their 3rd of the season, 4th of the season, looks like. Your player of the game will be Scruff McGruff.
Game number 4, the Mounties and the Dillos. Dillos beating the Mounties here with the score of 3-2. Mounties getting 2 in the top of the 9th, but it was just not enough as the Dillos hang on here to win it. 10 hits to 7 in the Mounties' favor. Looking at batting for Kingston, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a run scored for Bark Bark Wolf Ruff. And over on the Dillos side, only single hits, but 2 RBIs here for Barnold at the bottom of the lineup. Kingston pitching, Kagamine taking their 7th loss of the season. For the Dillos, Nini taking they're getting their 3rd win. What is that? Itchy Nose getting their first hold, and Toppelhauser getting their 2nd hold. Hey, I got that one right finally. And Nini is your player of the game. Nini, 6.1 innings pitched, 5 hits, 0 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 96 pitches.
All right, I think this is our last one here. The Kingpins taking down the Wheelers 6-2. Taking a look at our hitting here, looks like for Anchorage, the probably best here is Michael Reith at the bottom of the order, going 3 for 4 with a run and RBI. On the Chicago side of things, Sex Justice getting it done, 3 for 4, 2 runs. Ham also 3 for 3 here, scoring 2 runs, and Shumi Hulkenvettel 2 for 3. Down in the pitching, looks like Gusto will get the loss for Anchorage, their third. Over on the Chicago side of things, Dalcott with the win, their 8th. Derek Rogers Jr. Will get the hold, and Glenallen Mixon with the save. And your player of the game will be Rafael Alcott, who pitched, 6.1 with 4 strikeouts, 1 earned run. So yeah, solid game there.
And that does it for this sim day. Let me just check again here. We did all the majors and the minors as well. So we're going to go ahead and advance to our final day of the sim for tonight. That takes us to the 28th of June. And this will be our last primetime game as we have the Boise Raptors versus the Seattle Sea Serpents for primetime game number 8. So let's go ahead and pull up the... Actually, let me do this real quick. And we'll go ahead and pull up the matchups here as Rabbit Sponge gets us going with the prediction. And while Rabbit's going with that, we're going to take a look here at our wonderful stats team's info for our final primetime game of the night. And starting off here with our first stat, an interconference matchup where both Boise and Seattle are looking to shake off their recent struggles, both being 3-7 in their last 10 games.
We had comments in the chat asking if this was the right game that we're streaming here. I think this is supposed to be a quick sim.
I have primetime number 8 on this one. Let me check again.
What's the date on this?
Let me cancel out. 28th.
Yeah, I think
you were right. You were right. Thank you for whoever did that. And I'm sorry if we got the predictions going early on that one. My bad on that one. Let me look back.
Shout out to Project Saint for the.
Okay, so I guess we're just gonna leave that over under for now, and we'll just tackle it on the next sim day. So thank you very much, whoever pointed that out in chat to us. So let's go ahead and cover all of our scores here. And since I'm just partial about this kind of thing, there's no minors games for today, only majors. So we'll go ahead and do game number 1, the Sloths and the Scorpions.
All right, looks like Alderson will walk this off for Death Valley here as they take down the Sloths 3-2. In the hitting down here, Stan Antonio 3 for 5 on the day. Riven Knox 2 for 5. Abbott 2 for 5. Over on the Death Valley side of things, Andrew Oram 2 for 5. Chris Jacob 3 for 4. And down to the pitching here, looks like Bolt Jr. will get the loss for San Antonio, and Johnson will take the win for Death Valley. Your player of the game will be Herbie Farnworth.
Game number 2, the Surge and Supernovas. Supernovas winning this one with a score of 3-2, barely hanging on here. Looks like most of the action here was in the top of the 9th. Sandy Taters hit a single off of Urquidez Garcia. Batting wise for Buffalo, only single hits on their side. For Sarasota, hit in 2 RBIs for Carlos Crashdragon with 2 hits as well for Dominic. Pitching for Buffalo, Bojangle in relief gets their second hold. Bobo Bones their second loss and third blown save. And for Sarasota, Urquidez Garcia getting their 6th win. 8.1 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 125 pitches, and is also your player of the game.
I think we have the Demons taking down the Voyagers in walk-off fashion here. Let's take a look at the hitting here. Joshua Stevenson 4 for 5 for New York. Over on the Detroit side of things, Scott Poe 2 for 4, Nicholson Dimes 2 for 4, Stanley Yelnats 2 for 4. I did not see who got that walk-off. Can you scroll up real quick?
Sure.
Let's just see who did that. Yeah.
Yelnats.
Yelnats, yeah. There we go. Down to the pitching here. Looks like Abadir will take the loss and the blown save for New York. Lewis will take the win for Detroit here in relief. Looks like your player of the game will be Regnoleb Sievart. And the chat is telling me that I sound tired, so I'm going to try and channel some more energy here.
Sure, no problem. All right. Game number 4, Aviators and the Apex. Apex win this one over the Aviators, a score of 3-0. 4-hit shutout on the Aviators here. Looking at the batting, only single hits on OBX's side. 2 runs, a hit, and 2 RBIs for Zach Mouse. Zach Mouse having a great night tonight. Pitching wise for Outer Banks, Walker Cato gets their 4th loss. Doug Dangly gets their 6th win, 6-5 now on the season. You Need to Calm Down getting their 4th save as well. Player of the game is Doug Dangly. Dangly, 8.0 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 106 pitches.
All right, we've got the Vandals taking on the Stars 5-3 here. Looking at our hitting, looks like for Vancouver, we've got probably Sam Andrews here, 4 for 4, 2 runs and an RBI. Over on the Nashville side of things, Rose 4 for 5, and Booswell is 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI. Down to our pitching here. Looks like Johnson will get the win for Vancouver, Troy Pressing with the hold, and Fuji with the save. And on the Nashville side of things, Lucky El Charo will take the loss there, and your player of the game will be Sam Andrews.
Game number 6, the Raptors and the Sea Serpents, and the Raptors win here with a score of 5-3, 9 hits to 7 in this contest. Taking a look at the batting, looks like we have a hit and 2 RBIs with 2 walks for Petra Sabor, 2 hits each for Rodriguez and Bodnar. Over on the Seattle side, a 3 for 4, 2 runs scored and an RBI for Campbell. Pitching for Boise, Andrew Lucas getting their 3rd win of the season, 3-7 now for them. Toasties their 4th save. Harry Balls on the other side getting their 7th loss for Seattle. Player of the game is Andrew Lucas. Lucas, 8.0 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 113 pitches.
All right, looks like the Toros will take down Maui 6-5. Checking out our hitting here on the Maui side of things, 2 for 3 for Stein here. Khan here, 1 for 4 with a run. Harwell with 1 for 3, but 2 runs scored here. Over on the Cancun side of things, we have Rogers 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBIs, and Fisher 2 for 3 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Down to the pitching here, looks like Gonzalez will take the loss for Maui. On the Cancun side of things, we have Robert taking the win, Lemon with the hold, and Shu with the save. And your player of the game will be Will Fisher.
And welcome back, Wildfire Micro, as we move on now to our final Majors game for this Quick Sim day, and that is the Crabs and the Rougarous. And look at this one, Rougarous in some big trouble here, but tried to get something going in the 10th inning, getting 5 runs in the 10th inning here. The Crabs got 5 runs in the 10th inning, and that was it. That was it for the Rougarous, as the Rougarous got 5 in the bottom of the 9th. So look at this, between the 9th and the 10th inning, 13 runs scored here in these last 2 innings of the game. 22 hits to 15 in this one. I'm sure we're going to have quite a hectic box score here. And just like that, 4 players with 3 hits each. Arden Long, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 RBIs. Law Jr., 3 runs, 4 hits, 4 RBIs. Philly Fan, run, 4 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 walks. Over on the New Orleans side, 4 RBIs off a single hit for Beauregard, and I'm going to guess that Beauregard got, it was only a 3-run home run for Beauregard in that one. Several multi-hit games down the line with Hafner getting 3 hits as well. Providence pitching, Mueller getting their 6th hold, Tachibana their 1st hold, and Smoltz the 3rd, their 2nd win and 2nd blown save. On the New Orleans side in relief, Jose 43 getting their 2nd loss, 5-2 for Jose. Jaeger Philly Fan is your player of the game. Julio Ruiz sets the pro regular season extra inning game record for runs with 4. And that finishes us off for the Majors. What's that?
So that sure was a game.
Right? And no minors quick sims for today, so finally we're going to be moving on to our last prime time here, which is going to be Boise versus Seattle. So let me just check one thing here. That was the 28th and the 29th is our last sim day, so we'll go ahead and finish up and do a file save here. All right, and so moving over to the major section, we'll take a look at our matchups here. So we already have the predictions in. I'm sorry again, everybody, for doing that a day early, but it looks like that the predictions will still stand for Davis Campbell. Stays hot. It's over under 1.5. So if Campbell gets 2, that's the over, or the overs. Unders is 1 or less, and right now it is at 62 to 38% with the unders, almost 20K versus 12.2K for the over. And so this will start us off with our last feature sim of tonight. Bridget Westfall is going to be our first batter up. And here we go, getting started with the Boise Raptors versus the Seattle Sea Serpents. And Boise's going to get us started here with Westfall. Pitcher comes set. And this one is hit past the shortstop, and that's going to be a leadoff base hit here. And number 2 hitter, Petra Sabor, who's been having a great night. They'll get out for out number 1. This one's a towering shot towards right field, but that one is caught for out number 2. Runner still at first. Johnny Pluto now. Pluto towards left center field, and this one will be caught, leaving the runner stranded. We now move to the bottom of the first. Seattle up now. Odd hitter Campbell. Campbell striking out, and that'll bring up Mellett. Mellett to the first baseman, runs over, tags the base, makes the play, out number 2. And look at that, 4 cold hitters for Seattle here. And that's going to be a fly out to left field, and that retires the side. We now move to the top of the second. Middle of the order here, Rodriguez. And Rodriguez will fly out for out number 1, and here we go, Parker Beauchamp. Beauchamp to the second baseman. Throws, makes the play, out number 2. Scary Terry. Over the third baseman's head and down the left field line. Scary going for 2 and slides in and gets a double. Caruso now, and they'll strike out looking. And that leaves the runner stranded at second as we move now to the bottom of the second. Seattle up. And a strikeout from cold hitter Fullman. That'll bring up Winters. Cedric Winters, another cold hitter, striking out. And Seattle needs to get something going here with their batting as 4 cold hitters, and Al Bundy will strike out as well. So that leaves the score 0-0. Top of the third, we go with Jess.
We've got Vlad Bodnar struggling at the plate lately, but he will hit that one right up to the shortstop, and that's an easy out at first. Back to the top of the order with Bridget Westfall here. She will hit one out. Oh, nope, up. And that one is caught by the second baseman for the second out. Petra Sabor here. That one is over the shortstop out into center field, so that'll be a single for her. Tootblon up now. Tootblon will hit one up the middle. Oh, the center fielder dives and catches that one. Nice. So that's 1, 2, 3 there for the Raptors. Sasaki now for the Seattle Sea Serpents will strike out. Bring up Stocks. Stocks will strike out swinging. Here at the bottom now with Colvin, who will hit one out into left field, where it will be caught by the left fielder. That will take us to the top of the fourth, with Johnny Pluto up for the Boise Raptors. Johnny Pluto hits one past the diving third baseman, and he will make it safely to first. Benny Rodriguez up now.
And we're actually going to pause here for just a second. I accidentally forgot to cover the...
the stats.
The stats, yes. So we're going to do the stats real quick before we get any further into the game here. For Boise and Seattle, primetime number 8, an interconference matchup where both Boise and Seattle are looking to shake off their recent struggles, both being 3-7 in their last 10 games.
Yeah. So for Seattle, Dowd, Sasaki, Stocks, and Winters will be looking to snap their cold hitting streak against this team.
Bingo Hammersmith will go up against Vivi Zielman, a left-handed pitcher versus left-handed pitcher matchup on the mound. Hammersmith is on a hot streak with 1.35 ERA and 9 strikeouts over 13.1 innings pitched in his last 2 games, with one win and 1 loss. On the other hand, Vivi's 5-5 record is deceiving, as she has 9 quality starts for an impressive 75% QS percentage.
So, statistically speaking, Seattle is the worst team in the Champions League. They are last in all pitching and defensive stats, being anywhere from between 6th and 8th in the batting stats. On the other hand, Boise is all over the place. I could have told you that. Floating between second and eighth in Legends in all their statistical categories. Highlight is the strikeouts, where they are second in Legends, and HRA, where they are third.
Petra Sabor is the offensive leader for Boise, being third in home runs in Legends, fourth in OPS, sixth in slugging, third in RBIs, and fourth in on-base percentage.
Seattle right now is led by the combined effort of Davis Campbell, Ian Fullman, and Al Bunty. Campbell hits 302 with 7 home runs and 21 RBIs. Fullman 271 with 9 home runs and 29 RBIs. And Bunty hitting 278 with 4 home runs and 24 RBIs. Oh, we're back in here. All right, Benny Rodriguez. He will be out there at first, looks like. Parker Beecham hits one up the middle, soft one, easy out at first, as he does. Scary Terry up now. Will hit one right through the gap there, and that will score a run. Scary Terry on first now. Tommy Caruso up for Boise, and that one will get past the first baseman. Scary Terry, I believe, going for third. So runners on the corners here for Vlad Bodnar, who will tap it over to first. He'll be out at first, so that will be that for them. Davis Campbell now will strike out swinging for Seattle, which will bring up Melott, who hits one to the shortstop, over to first for the out. Dowd now, who will strike out looking.
Andrew Lucas giving you a hard time in chat there.
Yeah, he does that. Bridget Westfall will strike out swinging. To bring up Petra Sabor here. Petra will work a walk to bring up Tutlon, 1 out here for the Raptors. Tutlon hits one up the middle there. Yeah, Petra's going to stay there at second. Johnny Pluto hits one, and that'll be 2. So that will retire the side. Serpent's Fullman up now. That one out to right field, where I believe it will be caught for an out there. Winters up now. Cold hitter Winters hits one out into right center, where it will be caught by the center fielder.
Still 0
Al
on
Bunty.
the over-under.
Yeah. Al Bunty hits one. That'll be a single there for him, out to right field. Sasaki now will strike out swinging, and that will leave the runner stranded there at first. Benny Rodriguez up now, and he'll strike out swinging to bring up Parker Beecham. Yes, that's how you say it. We'll work a walk. Scary Terry here will hit one out into center field, where it will be, caught by the shortstop. Not as far out as I thought. Tommy Caruso hits one out to left field. That'll be a base hit for him. And Beecham will advance to second. Vlad Bodnar hits one to the third baseman, who will make the play to first, leaving the runners stranded.
That's like 3 times in a row they've done that.
Yeah. We're good at that. For the Sea Serpents now, Harry Stocks up. Well, out there. Colvin hits one directly to first bag. He'll take it to the bag himself. Davis Campbell up now, back to the top of the order. Hits one over to Beecham at shortstop, and that will be an out at first to retire the side. Going to the top of the 7th now here, Boise. Leading off Bridget Westfall. Hits one out into... Nope. Just kidding. Right there to the shortstop. Petra Sabor up now will strike out swinging to bring up Toot Blonde. 2 outs for Boise here in the top of the 7th. Toot Blonde will work a walk. Bring up Johnny Pluto. Johnny Pluto strikes out looking. It's a quick one there for Boise. So bottom of the 7th here, Seattle. Melott will strike out swinging. Bring up Dowd. Dowd hits one to second baseman, over to first for the out. Fullman up now. 2 outs here for Seattle. That one goes to shortstop. Makes the play at first. And that'll take us to the 8th.
And Rodriguez coming up now for Boise. Rodriguez towards right center field. That one is caught for out number 1. And Parker Beecham coming up. And this is going to be an infield fly out left side for out number 2. Scary Terry with 2 outs. Scary Terry striking out, and a 1-2-3 inning. Scoochie Dart getting it done here for Seattle. And this one to the shortstop, throws all the way across from back behind them and still makes the play, out number 1. And again, Beecham getting the ball and throws across, out number 2. This one to the second baseman, who bobbles it and almost makes the play, and they do get the error, and I'm going to do a fumble on that one. And it looks like we got a balk. Is that a balk? It looked like a balk there. Runner going to second. And they still make the play at first, getting the side retired. So we move now to the 9th inning, last chance here. Boise trying to hold on to their lead as we get a leadoff strikeout here from Caruso. Bodnar, who's not been having a great game here today, see if they can break out of this slump. Bodnar, and there we go, Bodnar. Base hit in right field, getting them on base. Top of the order for Bridget Westfall. Westfall, and this is a towering shot in the infield. That one is caught for out number 2. And here we go, Petra Sabor. Petra striking out, leaving the runner stranded. And last chance here for Seattle. And we have Colvin, Campbell, and Mellott. Colvin. And unless we have some miracle here and they go all the way through the lineup twice with Winters getting 2 hits, it looks like Winters will get the under here in this one as we get strikeout number 1. Campbell. Campbell striking out. Last chance here, Mellott. 2 outs, Mellott. And Mellott gets struck out by Matthew Paul, and Paul able to hold on here as the Boise Raptors win this one over the Seattle Sea Serpents with a score of 1-0, a one-hit shutout. What a great game by the Raptors pitching here. Taking a look at our batting for Boise, only single hits until we get down to the bottom of the lineup here. Scary Terry with 2 hits and an RBI, and Caruso with 2 hits as well. Only 1 hit here for Seattle, and that is Al Bunty. Pitching for Boise, Vivi Zielman getting their 6th win, 6-6 for Zielman, with Paul getting their 2nd save. On the other side, Seattle, Bingo Hammersmith taking their 9th loss, 3-9 for Bingo Hammersmith. Vivi Zielman is player of the game. Vivi Zielman, 8.0 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts, 90 pitches. Vivi Zielman having a career performance for Boise and is your player of the game. Congratulations, Boise. And that takes us to our next game, the Sloths and the Scorpions.
So it looks like the Scorpions will take down the Sloths 7-6 here. Down here in the hitting for San Antonio, looks like probably the best performance here is Acuna Matata going 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Over on the Death Valley side of things, Stretch McGibbon with 3 for 4, 3 runs. A lot of multi-hit games there on the Death Valley side of things. Down in the pitching, Rayner will take the loss for San Antonio. Remy Ratatouille gets the win for Death Valley. Baxter with the hold and Johnson with the save. And your player of the game will be Remy Ratatouille, 6.1 innings pitched. There no runs against there. So quite a game from Remy Ratatouille there.
And that'll take us to our next game, the Supernovas and the Surge. Supernovas winning this one and going 30-24 on the season with a score of 1-0. Another shutout here. This one a 5-hit shutout over the Surge. Looking at Buffalo batting, 2 hits for Spakak. Over on the Sarasota side, looks like we had a home run from Bogashu. And looking down now at the pitching, Buffalo, Rolo getting their 7th loss for Sarasota, and relief Tristan Leon getting their 2nd win, with Bill the Hill getting their 3rd save. Player of the game is Jack Rolo. Rolo in the losing effort, 7.0 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 95 pitches.
Next, we have Detroit taking down the New York Voyagers 4-3 in Detroit, looks like. Down here in the hitting on the New York side of things, Hunter here 2 for 4, 1 run, 1 RBI. Over on the Detroit side of things, Ben Stack and Paper 2 for 5, 1 run, and Herrera here 2 for 4. Another looks like team effort here for Detroit. Over down in the pitching here, looks like Crocodile will take the loss. And on the Detroit side of things, Palmer will get the win in relief for Detroit, and Brady will get the save. And your player of the game will be Ricky Vaughn, who started this one. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 strikeouts.
And that'll take us to our next game, the Aviators and the Apex, and OBX winning this one with a score of 6-1, a 4-hit, 1-run game for Indianapolis. Batting wise for OBX, we have 2 runs scored from Drachenberg, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a run scored from Dan Halen, and 2 runs, 2 hits, and an RBI from Tex Walker. On the Indianapolis side, only single hits for them. Pitching for Outer Banks, Justin Ripspod gets their 9th win of the season, 9-2 now for Ripspod. And for Indianapolis, Troy Nohans taking their 5th loss. Player of the game is Justin Ripspod. Ripspod, 8.1 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts, 111 pitches. And here we go.
All right. Looks like the Stars will take down the Vandals 7-3. Good game here from Jebediah Crunk. Let's check out the hitting here for Vancouver. Does look like Sam Andrews 3 for 4 with a run and RBI. McMuffin with also, let's see. Oh no, that's not. Just not reading lines well. Over on the Nashville side of things, it looks like Cade Munson 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run there. But yeah, Jebediah Crunk, the story of the day here, 3 for 3, 3 runs scored there. Down in the pitching, Troy Pressing will take the loss in relief for Vancouver. And over on the Nashville side of things, Cletus McFlorida man will get their second win for Nashville. There, your player of the game is going to be Jebediah Crunk.
In game number 6, we saw that one, so that'll take us to game number 7, the Makos and the Toros. And the Toros win over the Makos here, a score of 2-1, 8 hits to 4. Batting wise for Maui, only single hit games on their side. For Cancun, 2 hits, a run, and an RBI for Nero Esposito. Pitching wise for Maui, Salchicha taking their 7th loss, 1-7 for Salchicha. And for Cancun, Champ McQuack, their second win, 2-9 for McQuack. Toby Gunk, their 5th hold, and Shu, their 4th save. Player of the game is Champ McQuack. McQuack going 6.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, 88 pitches.
Oh wow.
Look at this one.
So the yeah.
Wow.
The Crabs taking down the Rougarou 23-2. You do not see that often. Taking a look at the hitting here, looks like Camden 5 for 5. No, 3 for 5. Sorry, 5 runs, 3 RBI. Hard and Long 4 for 5, 3 RBIs, 4 runs. Lots and lots of hitting getting done for Providence there. On the New Orleans side, not so much. Looks like Beauregard and Brew are 2 for 3 each, but really just not much getting done there. Down here in the pitching, Ivy Leaf will get the win for Providence. It looks like 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts there. On the New Orleans side, I think we went through
the entire bullpen.
Basically the whole bullpen.
Right.
Yeah. A rough day, but Villagetti will get the loss there. And your player of the game will be Hardin Long. Looks like John Camden here ties the regular season record for Providence, game record for runs with 5.
And New Orleans Rougarous really dodged the bullet here, being the last half of, or the first half of the season at the end of the half. They do not have to play all those tired bullpen players there. They will get the rest during the All-Star game. So New Orleans, even though they took the loss here, still able to scrounge something out of this to get into the second half of the season with their bullpen still intact for their first game after the All-Star game. All right, so that is going to do it for our Sims themselves. Oh, we do have some minors games as well. All right, so Swifties and the Dillos. Swifties winning this one a score of 6-4, 9 hits to 8. State College batting, 2 runs, 2 hits, 5 RBIs from Eshelman. Let's see here, Eshelman, only a 3-run home run for them, but then they got another 2 hit home run as well. So Eshelman 2 home runs in that game. Batting wise for the Dillos, 2 hits for Shapiro, 2 hits for Okamoto with 2 RBIs, and 2 hits for Mo. On the pitching end for State College, Sidaway getting their second win, T2 a hold, Dirty a hold, and Singh their 3rd save. And for the Dillos, Huff getting their 5th loss, 5-5 for Huff. Brian Esselman is your player of the game.
All right, looks like the Hepcats will take down the Wheelers here, 7-4. In the hitting column here, for Kansas City, we've got, let's just take a look at this. It looks like Cruz here at the top, 2 for 5 on the day, 3 runs. Sloganing 2 for 6. Lots of at-bats here. Let's see. Down here in the pitching, looks like Sullivan will get the win for Kansas City. This is a little bit all over the place here. Turbo with the blown save, Winters with the save. On the Anchorage side of things, will take the loss, Shigeno with the blown save. Josh Sanders will be your player of the game, and it looks like Andrew Berry sets the Kansas City regular season extra inning game record for bases on balls with 4.
Wow. All right,
It's quite a sentence.
That sure is. And look at this. Dynamos to get another win here and continue their winning streak, getting 16 wins on the season now over the Bears this time. The other expansion team, score of 6-4, 10 hits to 8. So Dynamos with less hits, but still got more runs. 2 errors on the Bears side probably contributed to that. Dallas batting 4 for 5 from Kay Faraday, also getting a stolen base here as well with 2 runs and an RBI. Over on the other end for Bruce City, multi-hit games from Sosa and Wolf with 2 hits each. Dallas pitching, Dirty Dog getting their 4th win of the season. Doss Williams their 6th hold, and Ranto Moon their 4th save. For Bruce City, Dwight getting their 6th loss. And player of the game is Kay Faraday. So congratulations, Emmy, if you're in chat.
All right, looks like Louisville will take down the Firehawks 6-2 in California, wherever in California that is. For Louisville over here, let's take a look here. It looks like Ramirez 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI, and McGee 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBIs here. Probably your strongest performers there. Over on the California side, looks like Badman Bougie was 2 for 5 as well. Down to the pitching, Crimps will get the win for Louisville. Krat looks like with the hold, poor Triplet with the hold, and on the California side of things, Josh Maxson with the loss for California. Your player of the game will be Ruben Ramirez.
And our final sim game for the day is going to be the Kingpins and the Mounties. And the Mounties win this one in extra innings, getting a walk-off here from Bark Bark Wolf Ruff, who had a sacrifice fly to Mixon to finish it off, giving the Mounties a win over the Kingpins with a score of 5-4, 14 hits to 12. Taking a look at the batting here, we have 3 hits, a run, and an RBI from Lane over on the Chicago side. Several multi-hit games down here. The next best one's going to be Duncan with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Kingston batting 4 for 5 with 2 runs scored from Stand Up, and 3 hits and a run scored from Anita Fartinghouse. Pitching wise for Chicago, in relief, Mixon takes their 2nd loss, and for Kingston, Parsons gets their 4th hold, Throwing Bud their 3rd hold, Bowler Jr. their 2nd blown save, and Throwing Man their 1st win of the season. Player of the game is Stand Up. And that's going to do it for today. We're going to go ahead and do a file save here. And then we're going to, let me check the scores for the next day, make sure there is no, it is blank for both sides here so we can get our all-star lineups completed. It is. So we're going to go ahead and advance sim day. And it should compile the all-star teams from that. So we're going to advance forward, go in here and take a look at our news. And I do not see all-star games for the PBE. Let's check the minor league.
Our game canceled.
And no one's listed here either. All right, so I guess one more day. Let me go back and take a look at the
Yeah, it says tomorrow all-star teams.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just checking, make sure there weren't any actual games for either one. So we're gonna go forward one more day and go in and take a look at the news now. And let's see here. There we go. All right, so I'll do one side and you can read off the other. For the Legends Conference, we have Greg Digger Jr., Rays Funk, Ivy, and these are all pitchers by starting pitchers: Ivy Leaf, Justin Ripspod, Fumikage Tokoyami, Nolan Windsor, Slim Dugan, and we're now moving into relief pitchers: Homura Fuji, Mark Mueller, Domingo Pozo, and Matthew Paul. Moving into the batting section now: Ernie Harwell, Pardon Long, Barbados Slim, Klaus Bergen-Cannon, Petra Sabor, Tom Shue, Sandy Taters, Tex Walker, Dub City, RJ Menard, Chris Jimenez, Linus Riverboat, Willie Colon, Julio Ruiz, Joshua Stevenson, Wendell Meredith, John Camden, Kirk Swerve, and Rusty Kuntz. And we'll move on down to the Champions Conference.
Yeah, so over here in Champions, let's do our starting pitchers here. We've got Kid Carsey, Via Getty, Brass Lemon, Hiro Nakamura, Troan Nohans, and Frederick Arquidez Garcia. Relief pitchers here: Eric Bolanos, Jackson DeMarco, DJ Law, Ryan Shue, You Need to Calm Down, and Ricky Vaughn. Down here at catchers: Elliot Alderson, Christopher Brew, and Ben Dover. First baseman Haywood Dinkle, and first base woman, if I don't know her. Second baseman Ates Carter, J.R. Cook, Thomas Rose, Sailor Twift. One lonely third baseman, Victor Herrera. And our shortstops, Davis Campbell, Paulo Di Stefano Jr. Left fielders, Gustav Beauregard, Nicholson Dimes, Zach Mouse. Center fielders, Will Fisher, Zach Johnson, and right fielder, Ionel Bogescu.
All right, so that is the teams for the Majors All-Star Game. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the major standings now as well to see how the teams stack up for the second half of the season. Over in the Legends East, we have the Aviators, 40-14 right now. 10 games back are the Voyagers. Crabs are 13 games back. Surge are 20 games back. And in the Legends West, we have the Vandals, who are at 31-23. With the Sloths 2 games back, the Raptors 6 games back, and the Maui Makos now 19 games back. Looking at the wild card, Voyagers and the Sloths, 1 game within each other for those 2 spots, and 2 games back, Crabs for the Raptors, 9 the Surge, and the Makos. So at least for the Legends Conference, looks like everybody except for the Surge and the Makos still with a really good chance to be able to get into the playoffs. And we'll go to Jess now with the champions.
Right over here, it looks like we've got in the East Supernovas on top here, tied with these Stars. Looks like everything very close there. Stars, Supernovas, Demons, all real tight there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wow. And then Indy at the bottom there, but barely. Champions West here, we've got the Rougarou at the top. This one's a little bit more spaced out here, followed distantly by Scorpions, Toros, and Sea Serpents. And then down here, it looks like the wild card race here. We've got the Supernovas at the top there, followed by the Stars, Demons. Looks like Indy's only 1 game back, Death Valley 6, and then Toros and Sea Serpents a little bit further back.
And now we'll take a look at the minors standings. And so for the minors, right now, because we don't look at the divisions except for the All-Star game, we'll take a look going right down to the wild card. And right now the Kingpins are ahead 37-18. 5 games back are the Firehawks, tied with the Lemurs 32-23 each. 2 games back from that are the Hepcats. Another game back are the Bears. 3 games back from them are the Wheelers. 1 game back from that are the Mounties. Another game back are the Swifties, tied also with the Dillos. And way back here, 8 games back from all of them are my Dallas Dynamos, who are destined to have their worst season ever. 12 call-ups will do that to you in 1 season, but we'll see if that might turn around second half. Who knows? But there we go. So there are the minor standings. Now we're going to take a look at the minors All-Star game lineup. And we'll let Jess get this one for the Western Division.
So our starting pitchers here, we've got Lincoln Birdwhistle, Wade Killiams, Glenn Davies, Belle Delphine, Hunter Havoc, and Namie McNamerson. In relief here, we've got Thaddeus Brinson, Tambaloin Chartle Hauser. I was having a hard enough time with the last name,
right.
And then I saw the first name. Booze Gooser and Honda Shigeno. Our catchers here, Andrew Berry, Monsanto Blackwater, Christoph Pokrasov, sorry, Bach, Jonathan Rembeverwinkle. First baseman, Ignacio Encarnacion, underrated, Rodika Scott. Second baseman, Mikey Mo, Shiona Okamoto, and Lucas Shapiro. Third base here, Santana Cruz, Chipper Slokening. Our shortstops, James Barker, Vladimir Batista, and W.R. Wolf. And in the outfield, Bobby McDonald, Rennie Rodriguez. Is that a bot?
I think so.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It has to be, right?
Right.
Harrison Justice, Funny Man, and Scruff McGruff.
And don't count your chickens yet, Beebs. Here we go. For the MIL PBE and the Eastern Division, starting off with our starting pitchers, Stefano Chinapi, Rafael De Alcott, Jeremiah Junkball, Lynn Kagamine, Shoto Todoroki, Armando Velasquez. Now moving on to our relief pitchers, Al Capone, Right and Dirty, Glenn Allen Mixon, and Poor Triplet. And now finally for our batters, Jake Obermueller, Yup Yuppers, Jimmy Blamo, Radiance Ham, Will Love, Crozier McCoy, Andrew Myth, Bark Bark Wolf Ruff, Trevor Duncan, Lumpo Sullivan, Anchovy, This Dude, Sax Johnsis, Hudson Lane, Dennis McLaughlin, Archibald Thurgood Sassafras III, Stand Up, Luka Dordovic, and Kay Faraday. So there we go. Miners All-Star Team, Eastern and Western Division. Congratulations to all of our All-Stars for both the majors and the minors. Quite an accomplishment. Quite a few players in for both teams on both divisions. And so we want to wish them all luck this coming Tuesday for the upcoming All-Star game. So I'm going to go ahead and do a file save here, and that is it for our quick sim. We're going to go ahead and get the upload going here. Before I do that, let me just make sure I don't have any DMs from Enoch or anybody like that from I do have a DM from Enoch. Okay. Alright, so nothing there. Looks like another one over here in this one. Let me just make sure that this is okay. Okay, so Shu just let me know I messed up on that quick sim day. Sorry about that, Shu. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and update. Coming over here, looking at our settings. Top 2 rows checked, all these checked. Should be first and third rows on this one with these 2 checked. Those are good. And all 3 checks there, and off we go. We'll get our error message, click OK. And there we go. So, Jess, your first stream here on the PBE, pretty exciting night. Got to stream your own player in a featured matchup. How do you think it went?
Exciting. I was very nervous. I felt better. I definitely feel like, wow, this gets easier quicker.
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely. Yeah, I'm coming up on like 100 sims now, I believe, since streaming season 11 onwards. So it does take a little getting used to. Things are different. The procedures that we do now are a lot more technical than what we used to do. We would just like fly through the streams, didn't do any predictions, didn't do any stats. You know, and still the streams would go 3 hours. So getting all that extra content in there, having to do the quick sims at a quicker rate than we did before, that was a big thing as well. So I'm really happy about that. And look like we got a follow here from Kate3. Thank you very much, Kate3, for following. But yeah, very interesting sim night. Some big blowout games with 20 plus runs in them. One-hit shutouts as well. So all the way across the spectrum in this one. So we'll just have to see how things are going to go for the second half of the season. My big surprise so far is I really think OBX might have a chance this season to get something going. They had a hard time last playoffs. I do think that their team's a little bit better now this season than they were last season. So maybe the Aviators, you know, they might have an inside shot getting into the later rounds of the playoffs. Any teams that you think might be doing better?
Out of the park.
Better than expected. I mean, I'm
Any worse than expected?
yeah, us. Yeah, that's the tough one there. I think like we've been struggling lately just in these really close games, and I've commented on that like our pitching has been really good, and I'm glad they mentioned that like Vivi's record there does not really reflect the quality of pitching there, because like our pitching has been great and we've just had no run support.
Right.
So hopefully we can get some of that going in the second half of the season.
Yeah, and as far as the other teams in the majors go, I was not expecting the Maui Makos. I know we had a brutal offseason, lost some players to retirement, but I thought we would get a few more wins than we have been. Michael Knight Rider had a decent sim tonight, but overall the Maui Makos really in rebuild mode for the next couple of seasons at least. Another team that I think might end up having some issues, especially with the draft coming up. I think Buffalo Surge are going to be another team that really need to dig deep, find out as much as they can about the draft, and hopefully get some good picks, because when you have 2 seasons from the draft to be able to call somebody up at the minimum, usually that's a long time to prep ahead and make sure the players are still active, they're getting their point tasks done. So that's really something that Buffalo, I think, is going to need to work on this offseason. But I do think with the leadership that they do have, the GMs that are in control of that team do have good heads on their shoulders, and I think that they might be able to turn something around and maybe get some parity with what they've been having to go through these past 2 seasons so far. So Seattle Sea Serpents, another team that they had a good start coming up. The first week of the season, they had some good sims. Kind of slid off since then. So Seattle's another team I hope to really start turning things around. But minors as well. California Firehawks. I really did think with all of their call-ups that they had in the offseason that they were not going to be as good as they were. But Schoolboy Shoes somehow always keeps pulling rabbits out of his hat as GM, getting some of these dark horse players that turn out to be, superstars. So Firehawks, I do believe, are going to be a tough team to beat in the playoffs, especially with Kansas City having a few rough sims this week. Firehawks going to have pretty easy time. I think I think their second half of the season had a better schedule than the first half. So, I think Firehawks may be the team to beat for the Miners for the World Series.
Yeah. There really is like an art to that, to GMing a minors team versus GMing a majors team, because like you've got that constant rotation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really plan long term for the future there. So I always have found that interesting.
Yeah, another thing about that too is in the majors, when a player goes inactive, they're under contract and you're stuck with them. So if you cut them, you still got that salary space that you've lost out on. But for the minors, I can just cut somebody and get somebody else off waivers, and presto changeo, I've got hopefully an active person in the lineup that wasn't there before. So yeah, a lot more turnaround in the minors. A lot more, I would say, initial frustration for some of the GMs. You get through like the first 4 rounds of the draft, you get a lot of good active players, some semi-active players. As you get down to the 4th round, you'll start getting into a few inactives, but once you get past about the 4th round, pretty much every player is a crapshoot then. So like I had a player who was the 45th pick in the draft last season, totally wrote him off. They had only 1 post to create their player. They hadn't been on the server in like 2 weeks on the forum. Totally wrote them off. Didn't think they were ever going to do anything. And then the day after they got drafted, and I sent them a forum message inviting them to the Discord server, they showed up, and they've been pretty active ever since. So, it's really much more of a gamble in the minors compared to the majors. Majors, you at least have some, first few seasons to be able to take a look and see, hey, this player got MVP last year in the minors, or this player got, pitcher of the year. But in the minors, when they first come up, there's nothing. All you have is, did they do an activity check? Did they get on and post their introduction PT? A lot less data points to go through, and so it seems like, the minors, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a much more enjoyable league to GM personally. I know some of the majors teams feel like they're the main show and that's what everybody comes to see. But I do think we have a good club of GMs in the minors right now. A lot of really quality teams with some great talent there. So we'll just have to see, if the minors can, step up their game and see if we can get some good competition for the playoffs coming up.
Sure.
All right, so looks like we are done uploading. Let me go ahead and get to the link to unzip the file and get the index uploaded. Give me just a second here on that. It's down here at the very, Enoch moved it to the very bottom of the server list. Click on that. Show everybody on the stream. We're waiting for it to unzip here. There we go, and I'll go ahead and pull up the index, make sure that got updated as well. And I'm not sure if Rabbit Sponge or Hummus God is still here, if they want to do a raid of anyone now that we've completed for the night. I'm just refreshing the index here to make sure we get our all-star teams and everything loaded. There we go. All right, so the index is uploaded, everyone. I want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July for us Americans here in the audience. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I want to thank Jess again for joining me tonight on our very first stream. I hope you really enjoyed it. Any last words for anybody before we sign off?
Just shout out to my cult, I guess.
All right.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Absolutely. So I don't see anything back from Hummus God or Rabbit Sponge, so we're just going to go ahead and end it tonight, everybody. I want to thank you all again for joining us, Legally Blind Gamer and Jess, and we hope to see you next Tuesday. Let me just take a look here real quick to see who our streamer is going to be for our Tuesday sim, and that will be SD Core. So SD Core is going to be your streamer for next Tuesday to do the All-Star games and start off the second half of our season. So again, everyone, Legally Blind Gamer and Jess here. I hope you all have a good night, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good weekend.